With war rolling Atlas dog, we here to bring the truth. Jar open this podcast, we breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up, we won't be swayed. Jar open this podcast, where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas dog, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Jar open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street. Keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar open this podcast, where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas dog, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Jar open this podcast, where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas dog, fearless in our release. Jar open this podcast, where the lies will decrease.
All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? We're joined tonight with a special guest, Dirty Money. He's a friend. He's in the Discord, and he's got his own YouTube channel. He does something kind of unique. He's a, I've been wanting to ask you this, and it's like, you ever seen that movie Half Baked, where with Dave Chappelle, and he's like, I'm a custodian, and the other guy calls him a janitor, and he's like, janitor, if you want to be a dick about it. So I'm wondering, is it trash man, garbage man, like?
You can call me. I say treasure man.
Treasure man. There we go.
I mean, like, it's so many things that people throw away, and it changes your perception on the value of money. Because it could be things you really think, like you wake up in the morning like, man, I wish I had a new fresh pair of pants and some new shoes, but I don't have time to go shopping. And then next thing you know, you find a fresh pair of pants, some new shoes, and that's how it works. You know what I mean? You put your request directly into God, and then he handles it every time.
It's pretty awesome. I've been watching your streams a lot lately. If not just actually like watching, I've been like, I'll put them on, listen, I'll talk and chat for a little bit, and I usually will turn the volume down, and then I get to work and I'll just let it kind of roll here on my phone or whatever. And I noticed that you've been having to break your streams up into like 2 or 3 per day because your phone battery would die. And then 2 days ago, you found a charger, like a portable charger that worked, right? You charged it up and you've been using it for a couple of days. So it was pretty awesome how, like you said, you just, God knows what you need and supplies it.
Exactly. Every time. It's really cool, man. And it's like a $90 battery. I'm like, where do you even go buy these? I don't know what store to go purchase a $90 mobile battery charger for your phone. Like,
right.
But I mean, it's crazy how that works. And yeah, like I used it one time, and like I've used it only once, but yeah, like my streams usually be like 3 hours and 30 minutes until my phone dies, and now it was like 5 hours, something like that, and I still had a lot more the battery left, so it's crazy, man. But yeah, I'm planning on doing like now I can only. Like now that my phone can last, I'm gonna try to do the whole live, like the whole route every day, just so I can just get it all in one stream.
Yeah, I think YouTube likes that better too, because it sucks building up your stream. You have your audience, everybody's tuned in, and then you shut it down and you start it back up. You need everybody to come back. A lot of streamers try to keep that live stream going as long as possible rather than shut it down and start back up. Want to say what's up, BB? Glad you're here. Thanks for stopping on that last show too. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. What's up, Jamie? What's up, JB, Steve, TNT, House? Did I miss anybody? Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. But yeah, Atlas isn't here with us tonight. He is moving, so I'm sure all of his computer equipment's all taken down, and if he's not moving like currently at this moment, just not able to jump on the stream. He did say he'd jump in and watch at some point, but we won't hold him. we won't hold him to it. I know how
Got it.
busy it is. He's got a newborn basically, and he's
Yeah.
in training for his new job and moving all at the same time. He's a busy man, and grateful that he's able to even join us. I told him last time after the
Yeah.
show, like, dude, if you need to take some breaks to get all this stuff taken care of, like, we can make it work, for a show or two. And so, anyways, he might take another day off this week. We'll see. It'll be up to him.
Well,
But
hey man, that's yeah, like nothing's more important than family, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got, you have to prioritize, you know what I mean? So yeah, much love to Atlas. I'll be in the Discord talking to him, man, trying to gain knowledge from him, because yeah, like when you find some people that have a certain type of perspective on things, you know what I'm saying? It's like you need to understand how they think, you know what I'm saying? That's a
yeah,
gift from God, the way he thinks, you know what I'm saying? Just like, any genius or any scientist, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a gift, you know what I'm saying? So while it's
yeah,
right there and you know that person, might as well try to, you know what I mean? Like take advantage of that, man. Like, what can I learn? You know what I'm saying? How can I better
oh yeah,
myself? You know what I mean?
yeah. And that, what we're kind of doing and building in the Discord is we have a few content creators. Chris is in there. There's actually another content creator that does music video reactions, but he doesn't say anything. And his name's Daniel. And then we have Dirty Money and then myself. And we're all just trying to help each other out. We got to help each other out, especially when we're on this side of the things. We don't have USAID funding us like they were Politico and the New York Times and the
Yeah, that's crazy.
BBC. And now recently we found out that they're also funding Reuters, which we'll kind of look at a little bit in tonight's show. As you guys might have seen from the title, we're going to talk a little bit about Trump and his. He quoted Napoleon, so people are making a big deal about that. Um, what else? I didn't put together the outline today. I've kind of just reposted a bunch of stuff. We're gonna go through what I reposted on X and just kind of let it flow organically like that. Elon Musk just had his 13th baby, so he's uh he's trying to repopulate the Earth himself. Thankfully, he can afford it.
Mhm. Can't tell him he doing nothing wrong, Ain't nothing wrong with that. So
Right, right. I see Joy and Cyrus is in chat. What's up, Joy and Cyrus?
what's up, y'all? What's up, BB? What's up, y'all? That y'all came through.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. A little bit different than your normal live stuff, so it's
Yeah, we
it's nice
gonna
to
talk
have you
about
over here.
shit. Yeah,
For
for
real.
real. Now, but they always say I don't talk enough, so maybe we can sit down and discuss some things that's really important, instead of people talking, uh, you know what I'm saying, talking, what I mean, crazy, and you know how it go. I mean, I like my little culture, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a really cool, you know what I mean. It's an environment because it's like I'm not always there to interact, you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
that
but
just
chat
makes
stays nice
me.
and active, and you got some good mods in there and stuff like that, which is something I need to do. I need to add some mods, to
Man,
mine. I
I
might
I be
uh
doing it on the fly too. I just speak to people who already supporting me, who I don't tell them to do that. I just look in the chat and they telling people to subscribe and like, and so I'm like, yeah, let me just make them a moderator because I be on the fly, So I feel that I guess I got some good choices, you know what I mean. But I'll be happy to see them every day. It's like a little family you build, you know what I'm saying? So.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
13 babies, yeah, 13 babies. Elon out there going crazy.
I know, right? One of the things that kind of sparked his red pill moment, as we'll call it, was when this woke agenda crept into his family, and one of his sons transitioned and became. I mean, he's still a boy, but wants
Yeah,
everybody to call him a girl, whatever. I don't even know what the name is, but that really affected Elon, and
yeah, personally, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think that was one of the turning points.
yeah, I remember they were following his plane and like they had some type of tracker on his plane or something like that, or his jet, and he was getting upset about his personal security and stuff like that. I think that was a few years back, but I could see like the tide changing when all the way back when it came to the Buzz. I think it's BuzzFeed or something like that on Twitter when they had they ended up like canceling like a reactionary like a comedy satire Twitter account over some post, back when they was doing all that anti-free speech stuff, like when it was Jack Dorsey and all that. So I remember when way back then, like Twitter wasn't a cool place to be. That's why I really never had an account on there. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I feel like when I speak out, I'm just gonna get banned anyway. You know what I mean? So,
That's the
I
way it
mean,
used to be, that's for
yeah,
sure.
but it changed, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm glad Elon stepped in because, you know what I mean? Now, like, I think that's truly how Donald Trump won the presidency because, you know what I mean? Like, that's where you can get instant information and they're not blocking you for what you think or none of that political thought speech. You know what I'm trying to say? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah. Well, even old school Twitter in 2016 when Trump ran the first time before Elon bought it, the fact that Donald Trump was talking to the American people, the fact that he was funding his own security, he ran a great campaign, and that was one of the first like major attacks on Donald Trump was they shut down. Well, it wasn't one of the first
yeah,
ones. I guess they waited till January 6th or right around then. Whenever
yeah,
they shut
yeah.
down his Twitter account the first time. Then once Elon bought it, he reinstated, Donald Trump and Alex Jones and people like that. But people really were able to connect with Donald Trump that first time around, just because he was willing to go on Twitter, talk shit, and you know what I mean. It was just a
Yeah,
different dude. He wasn't a politician. It was
yeah.
a New York businessman running for president. That was kind of unprecedented in our country, at least in our day and age, and people appreciated that he was funding his own security and all that type of stuff. And that kind of lends to what we've gotten to today with all this USAID stuff, is that the government waste, that just the money that they spend, the waste. It was nice to see Trump donate his paycheck,
Yeah.
his presidential paycheck and everything like that as well. It's like, man, finally somebody's not just
Right.
sucking like a leech off of the government, heat essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that. I mean, is it that much? I thought like even the president don't make that much money. You know what I'm
He makes
saying?
400,000 a year, and so
Yeah,
I think it's 400,000 a year is what a president makes, which is Obama was
pennies.
president for 8 years and he made $9 million. So I mean, that's the typical politician. And you got Trump,
Yeah,
he actually took a hit to his net worth
which is
over his presidency and his popularity. So I mean, it's nice to see somebody that's actually like doing it for
the
what they
people.
believe the better good. Now, granted, when
Yeah,
they kicked Donald Trump off of X and basically shut him down off all the social media platforms, that prompted him to start Truth Social. And
yeah, he got paid from that. I
oh,
seen
bro,
that.
talk
He got
talk
paid.
about a total loss for the Democrats. They're trying to shut him down, and then just earlier, well, not earlier this year, but last year, he was able to sell like part of. I don't know how it works, but something had to do with the SPAC, the stock that he owned, and then it was just like a $2 or $3 billion injection into his bank account off of True Social, all thanks to
Yeah,
him being canceled off of social media.
yeah.
So,
Like
I
they
mean,
handed him that. They handed him 2 billion. Like, yeah, here you go.
right, and
But
that's
yeah,
kind of how God works, like he says,
yeah,
like he works all things for the goodness of God or whatever, and then you see that, and that really helped Trump, campaign harder and win this last election, and that
yeah.
combined with having his free speech back on some of these platforms, as well as the fact that he did the rounds on like the Joe Rogan podcast and
Oh yeah, that was
um,
great.
all
That
these other
was
big
great.
shows. Like I can't for some reason I'm drawing a blank on all the other ones he
I
went on.
mean, he
The
was
Joe Rogan one was like the big one for
Aiden
him.
Ross. He was on Aiden Ross. I think he was on Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, yeah. That Theo Vaughn one was cool because Theo was asking him cool questions. It wasn't like
Yeah.
political stuff. It was like, tell me about your family. Tell me, you know what I mean? It was cool.
Yeah, what kind of person are you? That's what we really want to know as as civilians. We really don't know all of the laws and stuff, but when it comes down to like the presidency, it's all about, demeanor, how you carry yourself, what kind of guy are you, you know what I mean? Like and it's about the policies as well, but you can tell that, they have some stooges out there like that, they lose good looks and stuff, but they really have, real like Gavin Newsom, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people they say that women just vote for him because he looks good. Like theoretically that might be true, but they, look at California, look at the Palisades. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like it's a terrible place to live in because of the laws that they voted for,
Right.
because somebody looks good, you know what I'm saying? So politicians do little squirmy stuff like that, but it's all about looks, you know what I mean? Like, do you portray the image that the American people want? And one thing we see Trump do all the time before he ever was a politician was fire people.
Right. Well, I loved The
He was
Apprentice
fire
back in the
people.
day. I got to tell you, I watched a lot of those. It was
Yeah, that's
entertaining to
my
me.
show. That's my show. I mean, well, no, it's not my show, but I just like because I'm a little younger, so I really just see it the way I wanted to. But I like to just see him hit his catchphrase. You know what I'm saying? And like
Oh yeah.
but he has always been the one that's gonna let somebody know it's time for you to go. Your employment with us is over. So, and it needs to be a lot of you're fired going on in the. And it's already been, he's already getting to work, but it
Yeah.
needs to be a lot more. It needs to be a
Well, I
lot
mean,
more.
like just today to that point, what was it? Oh, I got it saved here somewhere. The Trump administration removed 20 immigration judges. So, Trump loves to fire people. And so the Trump administration has fired 20 immigration judges without providing an explanation. As reported this weekend, the action is part of a broader initiative to reduce the federal workforce. The move has occurred amidst a significant backlog of 3.7 million immigration cases, which critiques argue will be exacerbated by the reduction in judicial staff, which what that really means is that's from a Democrat perspective, is they wanted to pass that border bill. And they love to say this when Trump was running for president before he was elected this year, was that Trump stopped Congress from passing that border bill that was going to, help protect the border. But really what it was they were trying to hire more judges, the same exact type of judges that he just fired, so that they could facilitate these uh fake
Genders.
they're fake what's it called, asylum. People were coming in here and they're trying to seek asylum, and they're working around our laws, our immigration laws and everything, because as an asylum seeker, you
Get a
you can come
little,
into the country a little bit easier, right?
yeah,
But the problem is we have, well, there's like a law kind of essentially where you're supposed to seek asylum in your neighboring country, your closest neighboring country, and a lot of these people were literally flying from, overseas into Mexico and then coming up through the Mexican border, and so that's not truly like fitting how asylum, like the
works.
process of asylum.
Yeah, that's not
And
how
they were
it works.
trying to what these people were doing was they're installing the CBP1 app on their phones because they all got cell phones, right? And I mean, there like, a lot of people can't afford a cell phone within our country, but all these people breaking in, they all had cell phones, and they're applying through this CBP1 app, and then they would get a court date, and it'd be 2 3 years down the road, and then they'd go and stand in front of these judges if they even showed up, which most of the people weren't even showing up, right? And these are the judges that they were trying to hire, to help protect the border. It was just facilitate more asylum
Yeah.
seekers, illegal immigrants breaking our using our laws against us, essentially. You know what I mean? So they could come in here, and we've seen how USAID exposed that
Mhm.
they were funding, five-star hotels in New York to put these immigrants up. We've played interviews on the show before where, illegal immigrants were basically uh, talking about how their health care was 100% paid for, their kids' health care was 100% paid for. And, at the same time, we got homeless veterans, we got homeless just in general, sleeping on the streets, scrounging, through trash cans and stuff for food behind restaurants. I mean, we're not taking care of our own while we're taking care of the others. And I made a video today. I haven't edited and posted it yet, but Tim Pool breaks it down. It was like from 2 nights ago where he was talking about how um, immigration basically destroys the culture. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna butcher how he worded it, but I'm gonna try to repeat it. He basically he brought up like a scenario, say like 10 people or 10 families want to start a town, right? And they decide we want to build this baseball field.
Oh
And they
yeah.
all get together and they agree, yeah, we'll build this baseball field. And then as they grow up, they grow their families and they multiply into like 100 families over time. These people grow up and they say, well, that baseball field is a staple within our community. And excuse me, and essentially, like, say you got 100 families, we'll call it, I don't know, 300 people, and these people grow up with memories of their dad taking them to the ball field, their grandparents, taking their dad to the ball field, and essentially, that gets ruined when, say, like, the third generation comes around, and it comes time to, you know what, this has been a staple in our town since the beginning. There's lots of memories within our culture, and now it needs repairs. So then they come to a vote, and the 500 illegal immigrants that Biden put in their town essentially outvote the citizens who have been there their whole life. That they would rather that money go to their parents. You know what I mean? And it's not, and this is how Tim Pool worded it, and it's true. It's not necessarily wrong. Taking care of people does trump the rebuilding of a baseball field, but it's also an example of how importing people that aren't tied to the society, essentially, that have no ties to what's going on or the culture, will change the culture and destroy the culture forever. And
Exactly.
and so, like, be on the lookout for that video. I'm probably gonna put it out either tomorrow or Monday. I might post it even tonight. But Temple words it a lot better, and I have a nice little commentary on it and stuff like that. I add a few things, but and it was definitely worth watching.
Oh
But
yeah, I love Tim Pool, man. Like I've been watching him probably 5 years, man. And yeah, like a lot of stuff he says makes perfect sense. Like if you think about it, you know what I mean. Like baseball games, warm apple pies, waking up, eating cereal, watching cartoons in the morning, like.
mhm,
Like those are our cultures in the United States that no one else has those luxuries in the whole world. No one from a different some people in different countries wouldn't understand the importance of you eating a bowl of cereal, watching your favorite cartoons, or like going to a Super Bowl party and getting some chilling with all of your friends and watching the game. That's just some things that we do here in America that when people come here and assimilate, they don't carry those traditions. They don't care anything about what we do. They make their own Chinatown, Little Mexico,
yeah,
and whatever they have, so that they can follow their own cultures and traditions. And to break Temple's idea down to a small extent, he was like, if you let me and three people live in a house, and we all vote for what we want for dinner, and then one night, you just see somebody new sleeping on the couch, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, who invited him here? And he's like, oh, it's cool. Homeboy said he could say. So now he has a vote on dinner. And it was
yeah,
three of y'all. So now y'all, now the vote is off because this one person, and now it's not what you want anymore, even though you're not the one allowing different people in every time. So it's like they're changing the rules, and
right,
you don't, and you're not in control of that, even though you're pitching in and you're giving your money to a system, whatever. But I might be butchering it too. You know what I mean? But like, if it's three people living in the house, you wouldn't want a fourth and a fifth and a sixth person on your couch deciding having a vote where y'all eating chicken and y'all usually eat pizza. And it
right.
was three, you know what I'm saying? It was three people to vote. Now it's six, and now you're eating tacos.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Exactly. I know exactly what you're saying. Let's see here. I see some discussion going on in chat talking about the whole Elon and Ashley Sinclair thing, and it's just it's weird. The government has incentivized mothers to kick fathers out of the home. I'm a victim of it myself. Okay.
No, for real. Definitely.
And it happened to me when I was 17 years old. Had a baby, was married, and my wife at the time realized that she could get this thing called a single mother allowance, which was a huge tax benefit from the IRS, right? It come
Yeah,
around
no.
tax time. And they so she divorced me. She straight up divorced me. I had been working the previous year, claiming her and my baby on the on my paychecks, and then so when she went and claimed the kid on her taxes as a single mom that wasn't working, she got like 4 or 5 grand or something like that, and I got stuck owing like 2 grand because I wasn't having enough taken out of my paycheck because I was claiming them as dependents, and so um, I felt how I felt the weight of how government incentivizes families to break up early on in my life. And so, I see that and my obviously my kid was completely innocent in the whole thing.
Yeah,
But I really I hate to say it, but I blame the government for allowing that and building that type of culture and possibility because
right.
a lot of times people value money over people.
Man, that's true, man. That's true. Like I tell you, I was in your chat, man. I was watching the episode. I believe it was like 46, and y'all were talking about something similar to this. But it's like when I typed my comment, it kind of went in like in three. So it's like when you read the first one, it was like I don't know. But anyways, I had commented on this particular subject when I was um, like they pay our women to destroy the family. And then it's like, they had the whole scandal with the welfare and, like don't let you can't have the father around to get that check, as you mentioned. And it's like, I know people who personally, like, they really love their baby mama and all that, and they went to jail. And then they
Mhm.
get out of jail, and then her baby mama single, and she might mess around, but he mess with her too. But he telling me, oh man, I can't go be with her. If I go be with her, I'm gonna mess up her life, dog. She getting that chick, and I want the best for her. That's crazy, bro. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like that you telling me you love her, she love you, but you don't want to move in because you're gonna mess up the check that she getting for you and her kids.
right.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like when you see, like you put in that position, then you understand that all laws aren't good laws. Like all laws aren't just, and it got to be a lot of changes made. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and then like for my specific case, of course I was stuck paying child support and everything like that, and every time I went to like court, it was a woman judge with a little woman sidekick right there, and they treated me like a criminal. And it was like, dude, I'm just a young dad trying to work, 2 jobs. I was loading trailers at UPS and I was framing houses. So I was working from like 7 a.m. to 9:45 p.m. every day. That was my routine. My summer started my first day of summer after my junior year in high school. And so that was a heavy load and there was no real reward for me or no, you know what I mean? I was just a deadbeat dad to the courts, which I wasn't, but that was their opinion. And uh it was just a ugly scenario that the government created essentially. If there wasn't this tax benefit, she would have stayed with me most likely, and it would have been different. Thank God she did, by the way. Thank God she left me because I love my current wife. We've been married for over 20 years now,
Yeah,
and I
everything
wouldn't
had
I
its
wouldn't
pros.
trade a thing. But I'm basically just pointing out that how the court system is very anti fathers, and it's anti kind of families. But um when it comes to this Elon Musk and Ashley St. Clair thing, um, they should be married, but Elon should be married to the mother of all of his mothers, the mother of all of his kids. And he's
Oh,
so
God.
rich, and so he's just out there doing his thing. And I made this excuse for Donald Trump, so I'll make the excuse for Elon is when you're a billionaire, um, the chicks don't mind if you grab them by not all of them, but there are women that come to the parties that don't mind if you grab them by the crotch to kind of quote Trump early on one of his big disses or whatever. There's chicks there for that.
No,
So
for real.
so I mean, you know, not saying that's what Ashley St. Clair did or anything like that, but I just don't think a single woman is going to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to judge her. I don't know a whole lot about Ashley St. Clair, and
I mean, it looked like they were going back and forth, like they was on some lovey-dovey stuff. You know what I mean? Like some
right.
intellectual romance or
Yeah,
whatever
she
on
posted.
Twitter.
You see, she posted something here. Let me put it on screen. Actually, she posted this right here. Let me switch the layout a little bit. Here it is. Oh, well, it's not right at the top anymore.
Hey, my boy Philly crazy, man. Look, he in the comments talking about Trump family issues. He need to fix that before before he try to help fathers' rights. I'm like, bro, you got it all mixed up. That's not Trump, that's Biden you talking about. Trump kids are good. Biden kids are the ones that's out here tripping and falling all around, leaving cocaine in the White House and stuff like that, bro. But
Right.
he
Needing a
followed. He
14
just a
year
shit poster, bro. He just talking shit. He don't know politics. So,
needing a 14-year blanket pardon. Trump didn't pardon
yeah,
his kids. You know what I mean?
nah, for real. Yeah, like that's some preemptive stuff too. Like, I mean, it ain't even like you must know that he. You know what I mean? That when you do something preemptive like that, you already make it seem as if you're aware of the wrongdoing that was done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you making it, it's very easy to assume that he did some crimes in the future that he might have to come to some type of justice about. So it's like when you subvert the justice system like that, you lose all credibility to me, especially as a president. Like even when I seen Obama kill that dude, like what I'm saying, you supposed to be an American citizen. If you bomb an American citizen, I never heard of Trump doing nothing like that, killing an American citizen like that. I seen Trump drop some bombs on I think it was Afghan or something like that. He did drop some bombs.
Yeah,
But
he took out the leader of, I want to say he was like, he had something to do with Iran's like military ranks, but really he was like an ISIS leader before that. Um
okay.
was it Soleimani, or there was two of them that he took out. It was very precise strikes. I mean, that's how Trump deals with
Yes.
his enemies, is he takes them out where he knows where they're at, and he doesn't wage war against the whole country or anything like that, and he
That's strategic. Doing
doesn't
the
really
right thing, especially if you're an American citizen. You know what I mean? Like that was cold blooded. Then when they asked him about it, they was like, "Oh, well, you should have had a different dad." It's like, what? So he died because his dad committed a crime? That's not the American way. That's not how we handle things in America. Whatever you did is what you did, and your family is innocent. Just like you said, like a child is innocent. We don't have anything to do with anybody else's wrongdoing. So you know what I mean. To kill an American citizen, I liked Obama a lot, but then I started thinking stuff was fishy. Like you know what I mean. Why South Chicago still messed up when your president was president for 8 years. You know what I'm saying. He could have cleaned
right.
that community up. You know what I'm saying.
He was a councilman or something like that in Chicago before he was president. So I mean, that's like his hometown. You think you'd have some pride in cleaning it up or trying to help him out or doing whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, I brought up the Elon Musk had his 13th baby basically as news because it's funny, and it is like one of the top trending things on X right now.
Oh, for
I'm
real?
not here to bag on Ashley St. Clair. I've actually thought Ashley St. Clair was all right whenever I see her on like Timcast or whatever it is. She seems to be on like a Trump supporter and stuff like that. So I mean, there's much worse people in the world probably, but I don't know. I'm not trying to judge her. Um, especially since, like I said, I've only seen her a couple times, and it's been a while.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't, when people do, I mean, they did choose to publicly, like come out with these statements. So we're just doing our job of like reporting on it.
Right, right, right. Like I don't have like a whole strong take on it, but I was looking for. They had a little back and forth where they like agreed on parenting, and for some reason I don't have the post. It wasn't that interesting to me, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Um,
just like he can have what he wants, right? He's the richest man in the world.
right, but I figure since it's taken over the comment section, I should probably
Right.
mention it, talk about it a little bit more. Steve says, "Here's my 2 cents. I'm not one bit shocked about the St. Clair news of anyone. If anyone did their research, she's never been a real conservative. She's a gold digger and a grifter. I didn't know that. So, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about her, but you guys can definitely let me know in the chat. It's been going kind of fast, so I've been trying to scan it, but Um,
You know how it is. Like I've been seeing those conservative, like in name only women. It's kind of weird, you know. I never like really noticed it until like just Pearly things, you know, about Pearl.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I seen her come on Timcast, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like Tim literally will have anyone on. Like I like Myron Gaines and the Fresh and Fit podcast. I like all of that stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
when I see him bring on those different content creators that I like to like watch, you know, I'll be really in tune. And I just seen her like exposed the two conservative girls that was on the panel with them. Like she really just made them like it made me see like even though they speak on things in a different way than I see, you know, normally, it's like they are like they're still doing the same thing everybody else is doing. Like you're dressing a certain way, you know what I mean? Like you're taking thirst trap pictures on social media, you're
Mhm.
selling sexuality, you know what I'm saying? You're not married, you're at your certain age, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all conspiratorial, but it's like maybe you're grifting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Maybe
Well, I
you
think wasn't Ashley St. Clair one of the girls that did the the beer calendar? The I could be wrong about that. She might have been one. I think she might have been actually.
wow, a beer calendar, huh? Like she's a
What is
babe
it? The
or
alt,
something.
it's not the what is it called? The alt. I can't remember. The dude he made the beer cans with Trump's mug shot. I actually bought a 6 pack of those, and they're worth like couple $100 now on eBay. So I'm glad I bought those. But
Wow, that's dope. That's dope. So you got a beer can with Trump face on it. Oh shit. That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah, yeah, it's cool. I used to have it back on that shelf over there, but I took it down. I put up the Isom comic book.
Hey, I want to start putting my. I gotta like figure out how I want to like put stuff in the background and stuff. I'm gonna get it right though. I'm gonna have stuff over my shoulder and stuff like that. Like your background is cool, bro. I like the American flag. I be trying to put the American flag on the truck all the time in the cameras. Just make people, you know, put it in the comment section. You know, I like the movement that we got. You know what I'm saying? It's a patriot movement. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really that old around 9/11, but they said that around 9/11 it was like just a movement in the country. Like before we went to
Oh
war in
yeah,
Iraq, it was like everybody's riding around with their flags out, like American flags. Like nah, f this, and
yeah.
this
It
is
was
just
it
a
was a
part.
unifying moment for people from all political sides and religions, pretty much. I think. Well, maybe there might have been some more little bit religious divisiveness, but yeah, you're right. It was a turning point and a
Yes.
lesson for some of these folks when it comes to like false flags in the future and stuff on how
Right,
they can rally
exactly.
Americans.
And like
And
how
thank you,
easy.
Atlas. What's up, Atlas? By the way, I see you there in chat. He mentioned that Ashley St. Clair was on the first edition of that MAGA chicks calendar or whatever. I thought I remember that, but I wasn't sure. Let's see here.
Oh, man, that's crazy, man. Shout out to all the people that showed up for my stream, Philly. You be talking that trash and shit, you know.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
remember him from the from your streams actually.
Yeah, Philly be there faithfully, man. We be having discussion because you know I'm a Cowboys fan. It's a Cowboys hat, you know what I mean? But
Oh, is it?
yeah, but you know what I mean.
I feel
Hey, I
sorry for
ride
you.
or die. I ride or die. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But
I feel
my
sorry for
motto
you,
is
bro.
shut up. It's all
Jerry Jones
good.
needs to move on from running the show.
I mean, my mama and daddy met at a Cowboy Super Bowl party.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's like I have no choice. I got one team, and if my team not doing good, I'm not even watching anything
Yeah, well,
because I don't want to
I'm
hate
right
on
there with you.
nobody.
I'm a
Yeah,
Chiefs fan, but it's
yeah,
not new. I suffered through 30 years of never winning a playoff game and being on the wrong side of all the bad calls that went for Tom Brady for a decade in the playoffs. So um, I don't feel bad for anybody that's out there trying to claim that the Chiefs are cheating or paying the refs or anything. It's like, oh, I understand it. I've been on your side of things before when Tom Brady was playing against us. But
yeah,
I got the Harrison Butker jersey shirt back there whenever he was in the news over his commencement speech that he did at Benedictine College,
yeah. I
where
seen that. I
he
seen that.
said that women being housewives is actually, a good thing. It's a very commendable role and job
Yeah,
and things like that. And so I had to show my support. And then I put the yellow "Don't Tread on Me" flag up when that kid wore the shirt, or I can't remember if he wore a shirt or if he had it on his backpack or something. He went to school and they tried to take him down and they called him like a Nazi or something. And it's like, you know what, I'm gonna buy that and put that little thing on the wall to solidarity with that kid. And then of course I got the cross. See, I got the little army man on there that was given to me by my church. I live in a town where there's a lot of military. There's multiple military bases around town and stuff like that. And so,
Yeah.
they gave those out at church after having some military families go up and talk about supporting active duty and their families at home, as well as people that are retired and everything like that. They kind of gave a little bit of the insight on what goes on in the home while the father's away or the family members away or whatever. So I keep that up there as a memory, as a reminder to pray for the troops and stuff like that. And then got the cool American flags. Got my little MAGA hat. That white MAGA hat back there, I got in DC. It's a funny story. Some of you guys have heard this before, but I'll repeat it again for your audience. And it's just a funny story. When I went to DC for Trump's inauguration, you know how they had that rally the day before? It was at the wherever they play basketball, wherever the Washington team plays basketball. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was at that center, and it holds like 27. Oh, I think it might be called Capitol Arena actually, but it holds 27,000 people, and so everybody was out there getting in line early, and I waited in line for like 8 hours, and didn't make it in. By the way, didn't make it in, and and the guy came up behind us with a box of those hats. It had like probably 20 or 30, probably like 30, maybe even 40 in there. It was a big long box, right?
Yeah.
And he just came up behind us and he's like, anybody want a MAGA hat? And we all turned around, we're like, sure. He gave one to me, he gave one to my wife and a bunch of people around us. And then he stayed. He just basically cut in line. He gave a bunch of MAGA hats out so he could cut in line. Unfortunately for him, he didn't go far enough up in the line to actually make it in.
Yeah.
But I got that MAGA hat while I was in line. And then of course you see the Isom comic book. I had to support our guy over there at oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank on his name. What is his name? Oh, now I feel dumb. He's a YouTuber and he started his own like comic book line. You know what I mean? He is not woke comic book line. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
I wanted to support him, so I bought the first Isom. I bought the first couple of Isom comic books, and that's like Eric July. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, Eric July. What's the name of his channel? I'm gonna need Chris to remind me. Let's see here. But anyways, I wanted to support him, and plus I thought it would be cool to have like a #1 edition or whatever. You know what I mean? To a brand new comic. You never know. Rippaverse. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Rippaverse.
Yeah, Rippaverse. He goes by Rippa. Yeah. Thank you, Chris.
Is he in the Discord?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not. He's busy doing his own thing. I've never met him.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here.
Oh no, I thought you said you. Oh no, man.
No, I just wanted to support him. I
appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah. That's funny.
That's cool though, man. You gotta do that. That's how you put. When you give back, that's when you move forward. You don't never think about it like that. But when you have enough to give back, that's when you're elevating. You know what I'm saying? To a different place, like spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to see other people do well. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want. Just speaking of that, just want to say, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely came across your channel. Just scrolling, you know what I'm saying? And the type of content that I like to watch, it kind of the algorithm showed me your videos, and I like to watch your videos because it's something that I'm used to already, you know what I'm saying? So I just I just put a little comment, and then next thing you know, I was like, yeah, I'll join the Discord, it's cool. But I just, you never would expect, because this is literally what we spoke on, like first time I commented, like, yo, maybe we can collab one day.
Yeah, definitely. I remember the comment you said that you had your own channel. You only had a few hundred subscribers, I think, at the time. It was pretty small. I know you had less than 1,000 because I remember the stream that you gained at your first 1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, it's hard to talk in comments, and I don't check all the comments, but I try to read as many as possible. But it's very time consuming to read through all the comments, especially when you have a video that's getting a lot of views. Like I had
Yeah.
one go for like 100 and some thousand views last weekend, and there's just no way I can keep up with the comments on that. I'll see some of them like if I get the notification, but I don't have the time. If I sat there and read comments all day, I wouldn't be able to make any new videos. But
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get better at that, man. Like sometimes you know what I mean, I be trying to engage with the chat, but it's a fine line, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta focus on my craft and what I do best, you know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily sitting down and speaking, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting better
oh yeah,
at it, but when I'm at work, like I'm in a different zone. Like you and my driver know sometimes. Like I can't really, like if he asks me a question, like I really can't think about it the same way because it's like my whole body is activated differently. So now I'm not wired to like process conversations at that point. I'm in a attack mode. Like I attack the trash or something. That's what I taught myself. So,
yeah,
but like yeah, but it's like when I get into that mode, I can't really articulate things in my mind. Like I'll have it on my mind. Like if you ask me something, I'll have it like I'm thinking about it, but it's like I'm like my words can't catch up to how fast my mind is moving. I don't know how to explain it, man, but I can't engage with the comment section the same way I do when I get to sit down and discuss things that I'm really genuinely interested in. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Well, when you're streaming, I mean, you're working too. You're hustling
yeah,
back and forth on the truck, off the truck. So it's not like you can sit there and check out the comments, and they go by pretty fast too on your lives. But I'm
yeah,
appreciating the football talk in chat. TNT says LT was only like sixth best in from a California team. I hated Ladainian Tomlinson because he broke Priest Holmes' single season touchdown record like the next year after Priest got it, and I loved Priest Holmes. He's one of my favorite Chiefs like all time. Him and
yeah.
Jamal Charles, and
Yeah, I stayed
dude,
with some cold running backs. The Kansas
bro,
City, I
when
had
Priest
bad
Holmes
running
got
backs.
that 29th touchdown, it was that game. It was his 28th touchdown. He got 2 that game. He jumped up and he stepped on this defender's back, like, it was weird. He, like, stepped over him and put his cleat, like, on his lower back as he went by, and I had an aunt at the time that was, like, a photographer on the sidelines, and she took a perfect picture of it and framed it and gave it to me. So I've always loved that picture, actually.
That's what's up, man. I mean, that's a rare moment right there, man. That
Right,
you got to capture from a different angle nobody else got but you. I
right.
mean, this shit, that's dope right there, man. Like, shit. And you like, you're a diehard fan. Like, I can respect that. I can't respect people that's bandwagon fans. I can't respect people that's fair weather fans or Tom Brady fans or you know what I mean? Because I like Tom Brady, but I don't like his fans because they don't really root for the team. You know what
You
I'm
ever seen
saying?
that?
Just like LeBron. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They don't root for the team; they just root for the players. So if you go to the next team, they're not going to care about your team no more. Just I
Yeah.
feel like that about Deion Sanders. Like Deion Sanders was like he was at Jackson State, and that school was getting so much notoriety, and there was making a lot of money. Then he goes and he leaves and goes to Colorado, and now it's like nobody remembers hashtag HBCU, hashtag, Jackson State, like they forgot all about it, you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's pretty sad, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Oh, TNT listed off the people: Roger Craig, Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson. Hey, he's a Royal. He used to have that cool baseball card where he had the bat and shoulder pads. Bo was the shit back in the day, man. Those Bo nose commercials and everything. It sucks so bad that he got hurt. Well, not even that he got hurt, but just the era that he was in. They didn't recognize his injury. He was too tough. And
Yeah, he kept
uh
going.
well, yeah, what happened was he was somebody was trying to tackle him and had him around the ankle, and Bo was so strong, he just kept running, right? He just could drag somebody by his leg, and he dislocated his hip, and whenever he fell
Yeah,
down, he rolled over it. I mean, to be strong enough to pull your hip out of the joint is, like, inhuman, right? That's, like, some serious strength,
that's crazy, man.
and, he rolled over it, and he popped it back in, and what happened was it severed a little vein in there, and he started losing blood flow to his hip joint, and his hip
Oh,
died. essentially, and so he had to have a hip replacement, and he
Damn,
didn't even feel like the discomfort until like later on that night, and by then it was like
too late.
he hadn't had the blood flow to his hip for hours and hours and hours, and I guess like his hip literally died, and so that ended his football career. He came back and still played baseball for a little bit, but he was just a figment of who he was before. The dude was superhuman. He was my favorite Royals player, and I was at a game. I was super young. My grandpa took me, but I was at a game where he broke a bat over his knee. It was so cool. I mean, just think about breaking a baseball bat, wooden bat over your knee. I mean, that's some serious, serious piece of
Damn.
lumber to just crack.
I ain't never heard of Bo Jackson running up a wall. You remember that?
Oh yeah, dude. He was in the outfield, and he just instead of slowing down, he just kept like he made a catch or whatever, and while he was coasting, slowing down, he just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like just runs across the wall and turns around and starts going back the other way. He's
Damn,
also got like one of the top 5 throws in baseball that he nailed Harold Reynolds at the plate. Harold Reynolds tells the story, doesn't even know he was out. He did not think that Bo Jackson had a chance of throwing him out at home too. So it was like in the air from like left center from the wall. Bo just freaking airmailed it straight to the catcher like a strike,
that's
and
crazy. I mean,
nailed
that's some
Harold
super
Reynolds.
talented people, man. Like, and that's post injury, like him coming back and he goes to baseball.
Well, he played baseball and football at the same time,
Oh, at
and
the
then he
same
and then he
time.
hurt his then he hurt his hip, and he came back to baseball after that. But all this stuff happened before he got
Before,
hurt. He was
before he was
yeah,
a
he was just
superhuman.
kind of like a figment of his of when he came back, he just a fraction of what he was before. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he was a beast. TNT. I had a lot of fun watching Bo Jackson. I still remember when him and Danny Tardwell went back to back to open up the All Star game one year, hit back to back home runs. It was really cool.
I mean, man, that's them two sport guys like Deion Sanders. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yeah, I
know
think
how good he was, but I know that a lot of different players tried to play baseball as well. I know that Patrick Mahomes could have played baseball.
yeah, he got drafted. I think
Yeah.
Bo he wouldn't start playing the NFL season until like week 6. He would finish
Oh,
out the baseball season, and then he wouldn't start playing in football until like week 6. What sucked was he played for the Royals, and then he went and played for football for the Raiders. And people in Kansas City hate the Raiders. If you're a Chiefs fan,
yeah,
you are a
yeah.
Raider hater. So it
Yeah.
was like it was like, dude, any other
Yeah.
team. I wish he played for anybody else.
You wouldn't go play for the rivals. That's just like if somebody go play for the Eagles or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel that. Like, nah, you
Yeah.
don't want to see them on that team. You don't want to see him, help their team out. You know what I'm saying? When they're your hometown. Just like I'm from Dallas, man. That's how I feel about Luca. I feel just like that about Luca right now. I hate when I see Luca in the Lakers jersey and like he's
Oh yeah.
like all happy with LeBron. And I'm like, man, that's not right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
don't
It
want to
doesn't seem right.
it
Doesn't
don't
feel
seem
right.
right.
You know what's funny is you said like you mentioned LeBron when you were talking about people that are LeBron fans, and that's actually me. I'm not. I liked LeBron, whatever team he played for. 'Cause I'm not really a basketball fan, to be honest with you. I was a wrestler, so
Okay.
the
Okay.
sight I adore on a basketball floor is wrestling mats from door to door. Stole that from a T-shirt, but
Okay.
you know, um, I don't hate basketball. I usually would watch the pros during the playoffs, kind of when they're all playing the best. And then when it comes to college, I watch like March Madness and stuff like that. But
Yeah, like
I
the
got
high
a
high competition, like
I've
yeah.
had a LeBron James rookie card since he was like first getting started. I got an autograph LeBron, so I've always rooted for him to do as well as possible because
Yeah.
it's gonna make my card worth more.
Oh yeah, that's good. You banking on that. You
Yeah,
bought in now. You're
yeah,
in there. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
But I mean, I like LeBron as a player. You know what I mean? I don't like I just don't like the people that don't like because I don't know like the way I see it. I've been a Dallas fan growing up. I always had Dirk, and even though a lot of teams, the star players get traded all the time, like Dirk was the symbol of like longevity with one team. Like Tim Duncan. Dirk Nowitzki, there's like you know for sure that's your superstar for the next 10, 15 years, you know what I'm saying? And it's like they'll hand the torch to somebody else. And so I'm not used to like my favorite player in the NBA playing on another team. It's just not something I'm used to. So I can't blame these people for how they feel, but it's like they totally abandoned their team. They're not even their team fan no more. It's like me saying, "Oh, I don't like the Mavericks no more. I'm gonna watch every Laker game." And I'm
Right,
gonna
right.
leave it out. And it's like that's so. You know, I just have a bias. I'm a hometown hero
Well,
kind of
that's
kid.
the thing I will say.
You know?
Growing up in Kansas City, we didn't have a basketball team, so
Oh, okay,
you know what I
okay.
mean? So I didn't like if we had a local team, I would definitely have been a fan of it, but
Yeah, yeah, I
that
feel you.
you know what I mean, just being able to pick. I see Atlas brought up Kenny Pickett riding the bench, nice and warm while the Eagles won last week. You got to be bringing up old shit, trying to rub in that the Eagles won. Come on, man, what are you doing?
It's all good, man. Like, y'all got there. You know what I'm saying? At least we can't, our team can't even get in the playoffs. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? You got to think about us a lot of teams that didn't even make the playoffs. You know what I mean? So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
y'all are
I
right there.
appreciate every last little bit of it. That's why I still watched the end of the game, even though we had no chance about 5 minutes into the first quarter
Man,
to win. I still watched it because you
same.
just never know. That might go the rest of my life. Like I said, the first 30 years of my life, the Chiefs hadn't won a playoff game. So
Nah, that's
you just
crazy.
never know, right?
Yeah, you never know, but that's wild right there. Like I remember those days. Y'all used to have like Alex Smith and I think well, did y'all have Trent Green or something like that?
Yeah, we had Trent Green. We had a bunch of like we ran through about every quarterback that left the 49ers for like a 20-year span. Started with like Steve Bono and Joe Montana and well, I think we had Elvis Gerbach, we got Alex Smith, every like probably a couple other ones in there that came from the Niners after they were like used up.
Yeah,
But that
and then
cracks me
they
up,
all had
Monty.
to.
I remember when this was a political news show.
Yeah, it is. It is a political news talk. It's politics when it comes to the NFL and how things are run. I mean, they had to play Tom Brady twice a year. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? So y'all had the roughest times, through the whole trilogy they had going on. It's like they were whooping on y'all. So I mean,
Yep.
it's y'all time to shine now. I mean, but when it comes to the NBA and stuff like that, and the Luka trade, I feel like it's a ploy. It's a political tactic, right? I've been doing some deep diving on it, so I don't know. You say I don't know if you really are like watching the NBA and stuff like that, but the Luka Doncic trade was a
Yeah,
real
I know
big.
about the trade, and I
Yeah.
know a little bit about Mark Cuban and his politics and his
He's, yeah,
woke.
his politics are kind of squirrely. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying? But I've been researching it, and it's some things going on in the Texas State Legislature down there. Texas State Legislature. I don't know. It's the what they
yeah,
do
yeah,
the laws in Austin, right? They're
yeah.
like they're like voting on a bill to like legalize gambling in Texas, and it's like what they're saying is Dallas, like North Texas or whatever, is like the fourth highest untapped legal gambling market in the world. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying? And so just like they're trying to get to the money basically. And so Mark Cuban sold the team. He sold most of his ownership to a Las Vegas casino. Uh, like they business, like they run like not a business, but the CEO of the company that's in like Las Vegas, and they're like running all of these casinos and stuff. That's who bought the Mavericks, bought out Mark Cuban, and so he's taking a political step back and like actually letting someone else like dictate, his team, and they're doing things like getting rid of their 25-year-old star player and like banking on older, hurt most of the time, like superstars, and like putting a window on the success of the Mavericks because like that dude's 25, so he has 10 years basically to reach his max potential and bring some championships to the city. Well, if you get rid of him, now you have a team full of 31-year-olds that, I mean,
Yeah,
in the next 3 years, you'll be, you're going to run out of steam. So now all of the team, all of them, like Dallas is like we're in win now mode. Like if we don't win the championship this year or the year after this or the next year, then we're gonna have everybody retire and we're gonna have to start over. And
Yeah,
so it's like a political scene. They say that LA just wants to have the face of the franchise. I mean, face of the league. So when it comes down to Will Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and all of the greats that Magic Johnson that played for the Lakers, it's like it's not a coincidence that they end up in LA. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
yeah,
one of the prestigious franchises in the NBA. So it's a conspiracy in itself that they're trying to tank the Mavericks' future. And then if that doesn't work, then they'll just move the team to Las Vegas, the same way they did the Seattle Supersonics. When
yeah.
it came down to some type of
They
politics,
did it with the Raiders too.
yeah,
I
they did it with the Ray. They move it right to Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And the owner of the company, the owner of all of these companies that also owns the Mavericks, has publicly came out like prior to all of this, like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like she's on camera saying, "Oh, I don't care anything about sports. I definitely don't care about basketball."
well,
So
that's Miriam Adelson, and thank you, House. I couldn't think of her name, and uh, she's a
there you
big
go.
Trump supporter, right? She gave a bunch of money to Donald Trump, and uh, a lot of people think that when Trump mentioned leveling Gaza and rebuilding it, that
Yeah,
was him kind of catering to her and her beliefs, because apparently she's like super pro Ben Shapiro's favorite country or whatever. But I want to read this
yeah,
one from
yeah. Who are
TNT.
they though? Who is they though?
Yeah, yeah. I want to read this one from TNT. He said, "We had a legally blind guy on my basketball team in the 8th grade. We played the whole last game feeding him the ball in the low post. He had 4 or 5 baskets. It was really awesome. He had the time of his life." That's great, man. Sports, I recommend
Yeah,
every
man.
boy being in little boy, even little girls um being involved in sports. I highly recommend wrestling because it teaches you how to win and lose as an individual.
Yeah,
Not to mention it teaches you kind of have self-defense, and I used it extracurricularly rather often in self-defense. It helped out quite a bit, quite a bit. I was always the young kid hanging out with the older kids, and they didn't like it
yeah.
whenever we're playing sports and I'd tackle them, and then I'd have to put them in a move and hold them there for a minute. But but
Just
Steve
think about
responded.
your actions.
Right. Yeah. Steve responded and said, "Damn it, TNT. That was too heartwarming for me to make a joke, but I was near tempted."
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing
man.
that, by the way, TNT. That was
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
dope. That's dope, TNT. Shout out. I think we were talking the other day. I think that's your brother. Shout out to your brother. Hope you feel better. I was in the chat with you the other day, bro.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
TNT was asking about Andrew from Desert Drifters, asking folks to pray for him. It's just another content creator guy out there, but
Oh, okay.
from a
All right.
channel. Yeah, it's from a
Yeah.
channel that he watches, and dude was in like a car accident, I believe, and just was in need of prayers. Might still be. So keep him in your prayers, Andrew from the Desert Drifters channel, by the way.
For sure.
And
For
then
sure.
also I
Lift
want to
him up.
remind folks to make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribing to the channels, all that good stuff. I do have a Discord link down in the description on my video that if you wanted to join the Discord, make sure you click that. Still waiting for Steve to join. No, I'm just kidding. Peer pressure, Steve. Peer pressure. Um,
Shout
he
out to
wrestled too. Oh,
everybody that's
that
here.
kid wrestled too. That's cool. That's what TNT said. He wrestled too. He was on my high school team all through high school, freestyle and Greco. Yeah, I know Greco. I didn't really mess around with freestyle too much, but I wrestled from 6th grade all the way through high school. And actually, I placed 4th in the state a couple times in high school.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You're competitive.
That was in
You
Kansas
know?
too, man. There's some tough dudes up there.
I believe it. You know what I mean? What y'all got? A lot of, I don't know what y'all got. Like cornfields.
That's Nebraska.
Okay.
We got wheat fields. Kansas is
We
more hilly than they try to act like it's just a flat piece of land, but it's actually super hilly. If you drive like from Kansas City, which is like on the east coast of Kansas, over to like Denver across the state of Kansas, it's super hilly. They got a bunch of what's it called? Windmill farms and stuff. They're
uh
real crazy.
I bet that's nostalgic when you're driving through, though. I mean, it's like, it take you back to a different place. You know what I'm saying? When
It's
you,
one of the worst drives ever.
yeah,
It's just nothing.
it's just straight driving, just you in the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Nothing to look at. You know what I'm saying? I would think that
The
it
best
would be
part about it is when you can start seeing the mountains in the distance up ahead of you as you approach Denver.
Oh, okay, okay. That,
Yeah.
it'll be a dope skyline, like a sunrise coming off the mountains. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
While you
yeah.
driving in the dark, you driving in this dark, and you getting close to Colorado, and then the sun come over the mountain. That'll probably be dope as shit. I mean,
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, for sure. They grow corn, soybeans. A lot of the farmers around there, they actually will do corn one year and then soybeans the next year, and they rotate every other year.
uh,
And then they have some wheat fields and stuff. And there's a lot of cattle farmers out there. I would argue that most of the land is cattle farmers. I miss my good Kansas City strips, to be honest with you.
I mean, like that's the thing. Like you locked in, bro. You have your own chickens, and you have your own thing, your farm, and
Oh
everything. Like
yeah.
some of these people that talk about this type of stuff don't even know what farms look like from an aerial perspective.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Kalinske can look at a plane and think a farm, and like he'll look at some area and gray. He's like, "What is that?" Like, dude, you don't know what a farm looks like. You're not tapped in. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how things work. You think food comes from the store. Food comes from those farms that you look
Right.
at. You know what I mean? So
Right. It comes from the back.
that's
Donnie said, "Where's Kathy? I came for the beef." Well, I guess Kathy decided not to come back. Maybe she's doing some research. I don't know, but uh Tex Bomber's comment last week cracked me up. Said, what was it? Uh Kathy's friends call her Karen or something. I can't. He had a couple that were just cracking me up. Kathy came in here and tried to troll the last show, and I went on a nice little rant at the end.
yeah, that's cool. I mean, people have their perspectives, but just be ready for a counter perspective. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah. I'm the one with the microphone. So JB
Exactly.
said driving past cornfields, always looking for the kids to pop out like Children of the Corn. Yeah, I grew up watching the Children of the Corn, man. If somebody pops out of a cornfield and I'm driving by, I didn't see anything. I'm
Florida, hit the
hopefully the
pedal
next
to the
guy
metal.
behind me stops.
That's crazy. Yeah, you don't want to figure out that problem. You just figure out how to go faster. Hell no.
Yeah, TNC said I've never seen Tyler irritated. That was funny. Yeah, that was Donnie made a joke. Or not Donnie, somebody I can't remember who made a joke in the Discord saying that was the most mad I've ever seen Tyler, and he was still super polite. I was laughing. Like the politest way of attacking somebody or something. I can't remember exactly how you worded it. That made me laugh.
Yeah, man, you gotta kill them with kindness and modesty, and let them know in a genuine way you're wrong, and this is the reason why you're wrong. And
Right.
you know what I mean? You gotta accept that, or you can find your rebuttal. But I'm giving you clear logic for the reason why you are indeed wrong about what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in watching that, you can click on my live videos. It was the last stream. It was episode 48, and it was about the 2-hour minute when it happened. You can read Kathy's comments in the comment section, and I'm responding. But yeah, Steve, no, it's no big deal. Defense or I read defense as I was trying to talk. Discord is just a place where we type and we have different little channels and stuff where like share music videos, talk about marriage. We have a Christian section. If you're a content creator, and you link your channel to the Discord, then it'll post like an announcement that so and so post it went live or whatever. It's just another way to connect. It's kind of just it's always there, you know what I mean? But it's all typing. We do have a place where you can go in and talk and chat like through mics and stuff. But no, you don't have to join it. But I was able to talk TNT into joining up. TNT always cracks me up, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
figured I'd peer
TNT,
pressure
cool
Steve
guy.
next.
Yeah, that's a cool guy. He be in the chat faithfully. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the people that's in the chat that came to watch. BB, Joy, Jacob. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Jen, all these people showed up, you know what I mean? I just be appreciating it, you know what I mean? I can't control y'all, you know, everything is, divine, you know what I mean? Y'all want to watch this for a reason, you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that y'all here, man. I'm happy that everybody show up. TNT, bro, I'll be talking to him all the time. I think the last 2 or 3 lives I spoke with him. So, yeah,
Oh
he's a
nice.
cool guy, man. Good to see him in the Discord. You can hit me up on the Discord, bro. I'm in there, you know what I mean?
Yep, yep. It's funny. Atlas said Discord is where we harass the gays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
one dude,
real.
he had a profile picture. It looked like a furry. And so we gave him a lot of shit until he finally changed it a little bit.
Like, come on, man, with that weird stuff. That's so weird. How do
Oh
you?
yeah.
I have so many questions. I think that's for another stream about furries. Furries are crazy, man. They
Yeah,
are.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's something else on another day we gotta speak on. But yo, when Ashley Sinclair, they was talking about that she probably loving the notoriety, and you know what I'm saying, and like just having access to all of the money that he have. You know what I'm saying? It's like just putting yourself in that position. You know what I mean? Like you like we were saying, like we talking about what they publicly posted. You know what I'm saying? So it's not their private messages. It's not their DMs. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like what I mean? This is what they want to be out there. All publicity is going to be, is good. All publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know what I
one thing's
mean?
for sure is that kid is definitely gonna have enough money to be raised in whatever they want. I mean, when your dad is like the richest guy in America, um, you're definitely gonna be funny.
I
Fine.
seen that. I seen that he got his kid with him at the White House with him a lot,
Yeah, he
and
was there picking his nose out of. I
and
was like, bro.
they're mad at him about that. Like, come on, let a kid be a kid. What you do when you was a kid? Did you pick your nose?
Yeah,
Come
but it's
on,
gonna be
man.
embarrassing for that kid when he grows up a little bit. They're gonna be making fun of him a little bit. His
You should
peers
make
are
a
and stuff.
meme out of
I
it. You
saw
know
you
what I
picking
mean?
your nose in the Oval Office. And he's gonna come back and be like, I was in the Oval Office and I'm Elon Musk's son. So
You know what I mean?
speaking of Elon,
You should
um,
make a meme out of that for sure. As soon as
we
he
a-
get old enough.
we actually started shopping for Teslas today. We're gonna see if we can't get a
Oh, really?
cheaper used one. Um,
That's
I'm just a
dope.
fan
That's
of
dope.
I'm a fan of the self-drive stuff. As I
Yeah,
age, driving at night becomes lesser and lesser appealing. So any type of like assistance that it can provide is going to be nice. Um, hopefully we can find one for a decent price, but we'll see how it goes. We might have to hold
yeah.
off for a little bit. We just finished paying off the truck in November,
That's
and
what's up.
so
That's what's up.
yeah,
We
that
need a big motor out there. You always need a big motor outside. First thing first, just a work truck, just in case anything needs to happen on your, personal vehicle for the
oh yeah,
family. But when it comes to them Teslas, I want to tell you, be careful. I mean, that, not about the driving system. I just want you to know about the weight of the vehicle. Like
oh
those
yeah,
Teslas are really, really heavy. You know what I mean? And so them guardrails that you see typically out there, they really don't hold the weight of those Teslas at that speed. When they happen to hit a guardrail or whatever, it's like they don't work. So in my city, where I see a lot of guardrails tore up, and then I seen it on the news one day, and they were like that Teslas aren't able to be stopped by the guardrails. You know what I mean? So I just wanted you to know that. Just keep it in
oh
mind,
yeah,
because some cars are heavier than others. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I'm interested. I rode in a Tesla when I was getting a lift to work. I just got my car fixed, by the way. I didn't want to make it about me, but I've been lifting to work. You know what I mean? Back and forth, just doing what
oh
I
yeah,
can. And so like I get picked up by all kind of cars. You know what I mean? And I got picked up by a Tesla, and it was just like I got the clear. I'm listening in the back seat, and it's like the clear roof. I'm looking at the stars, and I'm just like, man, this is dope. Right? This is dope. This is why he don't have to. He don't have to make commercials. I know he was supposed to make a commercial. I seen he was saying that he was supposed to make a commercial during the Super Bowl, but he didn't. But I'm speaking
yeah. I
on
think
just
that was fake news. I fell
yeah,
for it, to be honest with you, dude. I was hyped. I was like, yes, let's see this commercial. I want like the most
Yeah.
watched sporting event in history every year, you know, and Elon's going to expose the government and all the wasteful spending. And then it just never happened. Like me and my wife, we're all sitting there, um, just waiting. You know what I mean? We watched the commercials anyways during the Super Bowl, but we were just waiting. And it's like, wait a minute, it's like halftime. Is there really going to be one? And then third quarter goes by. I still haven't seen one. Like, I think we fell
Yeah.
for some fake news bullshit.
You know,
TNC's cracking me up. They tried to be a furry, but they said merman was misogynistic.
oh man. Man.
TNT is our comic relief around here. We got actually we have one of the best chats, honestly, and on YouTube, in my opinion. You guys are always cracking me up and keeping me informed too.
Nah, real talk. Yeah, he said always tripping me out, man. Like those Teslas are beautiful cars, man. Like he doesn't have to. That's why he hasn't made any commercial. Like you would think that something that's so popular, somebody would be spending millions and millions of dollars to put that out there in front of people, and he doesn't. That's one
Yeah.
thing about Elon. Like, even with the commercial, like you were speaking on, like, yeah, he didn't do that, but I think that still dominated the news media. I think Trump, in general, he just does things to dominate the news cycle. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, long as you're talking about Trump, that's what he likes. And I feel that that commercial, the idea of it is what makes you think, yo, in your like your conservative mind, you're wanting it. You want everyone else to see it and be exposed to it. Just like that Kamala Harris commercial. And like that really worked. You know what I'm saying? Like Kamala Harris is for them,
Oh
not
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
worked.
Kamala is for they, them. Trump is for
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that was a crusher in her
That shit
campaign.
worked. That shit worked so much. Like when I seen it, I had chills. I was like, yeah,
Right?
somebody finally sees it. Y'all see what I be seeing because I've been watching it for a long time. You know what I mean? Like just like it's my secret obsession, just watching politics. I love like Tim Pool channel. We went down that road, but
Oh yeah.
I love like watching that type of content and just getting myself informed on it. So when in those moments when you see the other people that you know that aren't like they're not really tapped in and you see like the message reaching them, that's when you feel like the goosebumps, you know what I mean? So maybe you was feeling like, you know, during the Super Bowl they'll have this badass commercial and you're like, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna feel that same feeling, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
even though you didn't feel it, Trump kind of leak because if you don't want it to be leaked out there, it won't be leaked out there. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel
Yeah.
about it. So I just feel like you know, like I'll spare you this time. I won't do the commercial in the Super Bowl, but y'all was still talking about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
true. I
like
mean, it
we
got a
want
lot
it
of talk, but
exactly.
unfortunately we didn't have anything that we could show to our Democrat friends to you know, it's so weird how the Democrats are just so anti-Trump and anti-Elon that they're like siding with the corrupt side of government and all the
Yeah,
wasteful spending and everything. It's like, why can't we come together on this? How can you
exactly.
not agree with me in that we don't need to be wasting money the way that USAID has been? Atlas added that Elon's ad stuff came from a satire TikTok account. Yeah, figures. Freaking TikTok, man.
Hey, TikTok. I just seen that it's back on the App Store. I just seen that it's back. You know,
Yeah, I heard that it came back on both of the stores like yesterday or the day before.
that's what's
Donnie
up.
said electric cars are homosexual. Well, I'm trying to bring masculinity into the electric car space,
You
Donnie, and
know what I'm
when I
saying?
charge it off my solar panels and get gas for free,
You know what I'm
it's gonna
saying?
be dope.
Hey, just put one of them little put one of them little sound boxes that they have on the bottom of them electric chargers and them electric scat packs. And they
Yeah.
don't have no motors, you know what I mean? They don't have no guts. So they got a little sound box that do all of the sounds for them, you know what I mean? Just get one
Yeah,
of those.
I've heard of that. I'm gonna if we get one, I'm gonna try to get it to where it makes the sound of like a big truck or something like
Yeah, like yeah, when you crack it up, just so you can remember, like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
that.
Like, hey, this is the man ride, you know what I'm saying? This is how we ride. Hey, it's crazy because it's a whole attack on masculinity, and I think that's where I come into play. Like, I feel that I'm very brutish, but at the end of the day, like I have a good spirit. I just want to see people do better for themselves, and I like what I do for my community. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more than just picking up trash. It's like they call us first responders and everything like that. So it's like you really doing a vital service, and on top of that, it changed your perspective on life. But not just that, it's like when I do it, it's like shining a light on a very tough masculine role in society that people really don't have a chance to see like that. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Mhm.
and it's just like not like any other show that you watch all the time. You get addicted to the environment. Like, oh man, I done watched 12 of these episodes. Like Joe Rogan, I try to put it like I want to do it more like a vlog of myself and more or less like because if you watch my channel, you'll see that I went from one trash company to another. It's not about the trash and the truck and because I see other content creators like me, but it's like about their business. I think no, this is more about me. Like I want to be the mega trash man. Like I was telling you, Tyler. Like I'm not doing nothing special. I'm just attaching myself to the Trump train that's already taken off. And
Mhm.
when it comes to that, like the last 4 years, has been this attack on masculinity. And I don't want to call out anybody's organization, but when they say like toxic masculinity, that was a whole catchphrase. And it's like that diminishes what masculinity really is, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if you actually have someone that has enough masculinity to like you have your mind wrapped on it, in the like I'm trying to say like if you know how to control it, then it's called divine masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
it's a different type of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a I know that I'm in control, but I allow my situations to be dictated by other scenarios, and I don't take control. And it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? But that gets lost in the world and the way we live. And the music that's out and how they promote these strong masculine women. They might be attractive, but they speak like men. You know what I mean? And they have
Brittany
sexual
Griner. No, I'm just kidding.
exactly. You know what I mean? Like Meg the Stallion, they got her twerking at a Kamala pep rally or whatever presidential rally. It's like y'all have the wrong agenda and the wrong purpose, and it's a direct attack on what I do is not what I do, but who I like. I feel like uh it's good to show that people can be masculine and be a good person and not be a asshole or hurt people
Right.
like
Well, they
because
tried to attach a negative connotation to the word masculine,
right,
and make
exactly,
masculine bad, you know?
yeah,
It's kinda like what the Democrats and what the left does with a lot of things in society. They like to change the definition of words, and, it didn't help that Hollywood was so in the bag for the Democrat Party. They've been making
yeah,
TV shows, where the wife
movies
is
and shit.
strong and the boss and the dad or the father of the show is this doofy idiot or whatever, and, you know,
The
it
Simpsons.
yeah, yeah, I mean, there you go. I've been watching I didn't wa haven't been watching, but I watched a few episodes of this, uh, it's the spinoff from Big Bang Theory where s something in Mandy's first marriage or something like that, and it's like the new one, and there's been multiple times where, uh, the mom has been like, "Who wants to stay home all day and just raise their kids? I want a job so I can feel important." You know what I mean? And it's like, I see what you're doing. I see
Yeah,
what you're doing right there.
yeah,
That's
those are little.
toxic feminism right there is what that is.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
that's destruction to, the family, really.
It's in the Bible. It says that a woman will build up her own house, but she will tear her own house down. You know what I mean? It's in the
Mm,
Bible. It's in Proverbs. It's one of them. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say in that respect, but it's like we have to understand what kind of attack we have upon us. And like you said, those subtle innuendos, uh, it makes a little difference to us who already understand wide perspective of what's going on in the world. But to the people that are uninitiated, who are just watching the TV show because that's what they like to see, it's like they're gaining a perspective, and it's a whole agenda to make them, like you said, we're going to grow up and be those type of women that don't want to hold a house together. They want to go out and have a job and feel important and let somebody else watch their kids.
And that's
Give
the
them
only way that they could feel important is if they're
exactly
working a job and, the strong women or whatever, when really what's more important to society than raising children? I
right,
mean,
right.
every single one of us uh grows up, you know what I mean? And so, TNT says make Married with Children great again. I
Nah,
loved
for
Married with
real.
Children growing up.
I
How
got
funny.
Joy. I got Joy in my chat. She's one of my mods that's always here, and she's saying she's a housewife, and it comes with blessings and sacrifices.
Yeah.
And I know that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I see her in the chat every day, and she's like, oh, those are some big houses. I couldn't imagine cleaning that house up. And then I just think about her mind frame. You know what I mean? There's certain
Mhm.
women that would never even clean up behind themselves. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And turn around and then be worried about the size of a home in perspective to like, how can I keep this place clean? Like that's a true housewife mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And like
Keeping
TNT
everybody
said,
fed, keeping everybody on time. Uh,
exactly. That's a job. That's the most important job. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So shout out to Joy. That's a great job. Don't let
You know,
anybody make you feel like you ain't fulfilling living a fulfilling, rewarding life because of that. Because hey, we all need moms. We all need,
real,
you know what I
real.
mean. It's, my opinion is, like I said, it's one of the most uh, necessary, most needed jobs on the planet. No, there's not a paycheck that comes with it, but the reward I think is higher. We see kids grow up and turn into good
Mhm.
people, and you know all the stuff that goes with it. It's
You got to
definitely
make that great again because to have that, you have to have a stable, a reliable father that understands his role. That I'm going to
right.
go out it because back in the days, I was watching this movie Fences, and it was with Denzel. And I just found it very interesting because they're riding a trash truck in this movie. So, I would love to watch a trash truck movie, and it gives me ideas. And so I'm watching Denzel ride the trash truck, and it was back in the days where he really didn't speak fluent English. He had a lot of, he had a flavorful language, but he really didn't speak English well, and he couldn't read, you know what I mean? But his job was to go to work and grab the trash and put it on the truck, and he'll get that check, he'll take it home to his wife. So he didn't handle any of his finances, and
Right.
that's not how we operate nowadays. And I remember that, like certain cultures have had their family broken completely up because of the legal system when it comes down to like we were talking about earlier, welfare and the whole. I think Lyndon B. Johnson did that. I don't remember, but I know that the whole system kind of attacked the black family, and not just the black family, but other families as well. When it comes
Oh,
down to
it
that
did. Jesse Lee Peterson, are you familiar? He
nah, I'm not.
he's got a YouTube channel. He grew up on a plantation, and he swears up and down that the Democrats incentivizing the breakup of the family
Yeah,
actually um, was one of the worst things to happen to the black community. He's like, I remember when living on the plantation as a kid, there was a father in every home. Um, like
yeah.
the way he describes it from a first person perspective, um, really shines a light on how the government leadership enabled people to take a different route for self enrichment. Essentially, you know what I mean? Is incentivize incentives to break up.
And that's what brings it full circle because when they attack masculinity, you know what I'm saying, then that
Mhm,
prevent that, like what we were talking about, the people who are uninitiated, they are coming up into the game thinking masculinity is toxic. Therefore, they go away from it. And then that
mhm,
takes away, it's a masculine thing to get up and go to work knowing that your girl is there at home all day. It don't matter what age. You are the sole provider, and you know she's not going to help you financially, but she'll keep the home in order. Like this is a tough thing nowadays in modern society for men and women to do. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that it's a whole big world out there. There's an internet. There's a lot of lust going on in this world, and it's hard to trust people. For you
Yeah.
to say, "I'm going to go to work, baby," and you hold down the house, I don't expect you to do anything but take care of the crib. So that's the masculine role that now people are shying away from, thinking that it's toxic. It
Hmm.
comes full circle because if the man isn't willing to make that sacrifice, just like in fences, if he's not willing to get up, go to work and get that check and come home, give it to his wife so he can have his house and home together and do it every day with no questions asked, then how can she be at home? How could she how could she be a housewife? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be a housewife and have no dependent. But now the government is stepping into that role. So now
Hmm.
the government is saying, "Hey, I'm Big Daddy Government. I'll give you the money you need. All you gotta do is make sure ain't no guys around." And it's
Right.
like, and like you said, the worst things come from people with no family. I can tell you that from experience. The people that I met when I had my time in jail and everything, the worst people that were just off their rocker were the people that just didn't have a mom, didn't have a dad, nobody cared.
Yeah.
Nobody cared, so they don't care. And it's like, damn, like you'll see that it's a generational effect. Like when you see it happening, that's when you say, "Oh, this is racism in real time." Like it's like when you see that the generations were affected and it affects how someone thinks in this moment. It's like, damn, that's not your fault that you have this going on. But that still
Mhm.
don't make you a victim though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like a lot of people feel like just because we have these certain setbacks as a people that we are victims, and it's like we have to understand, we have to put it in perspective, that just made us stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Right.
we have smaller uh like we have less odds, you know what I mean? That makes you try harder, you have a different perspective on things, you know. And it doesn't necessarily, like, just because you're in America, you have every opportunity that, you know, that everyone else in the whole world wants to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's called social mobility. You know what I mean? Like, start in a you can start in a lower class and end up in the upper class, or you can be a trust fund baby. You can start in the upper class, and because of low bad choices, you can end up in the lower class. But
Mhm.
I feel like I say that all to come full circle and say, when it comes to masculinity and them attacking it, that's where I come into play. Because if I can make it look cool to be a trash talking trash man for MAGA, you know what I mean, and hold myself to those standards, because I don't want to be conservative in name only. I want to really hold those values. And I was talking to Alice about it. Like, I want to know, like, what do you think I am, man? When I told him, like, these are the things I believe in. You know what I mean? And I was speaking on religion and stuff, like, I was saying that all sex work should be illegal. Like, I was saying stripping, like strip clubs, all that type of, in anything that sexualizes a woman shouldn't be profitable, and that would change the society. And I just had different thoughts about different things, and I'm asking, what do you think? Where do you think I land? And he says, like, you're somewhere between a limited libertarian, or, you know what I mean, somewhere between I think he said Christian nationalist. I think he said he's a Christian nationalist, because it's a dividing line of, what do you believe? Do you believe these thoughts, or because of all, because God has these rights for all men or all people on earth, or do you believe it's because the people, everybody here is deserving of a legal system that supports everyone? And it's just two different ways to perceive it. I'm really not sure where I fall. That's why I told him, like, hey man, I think I'm somewhere in between. I think he said I'm politically homeless. He said I'm a conservative homeless person. But I got people in the chat right now telling me, I got Joy, she was speaking on the houses. She says husband and wife have to become one. You can't be half, you're always whole. So, you know what I mean? That's when y'all pick up each other's slack and everything like that. You know
Oh
what we
yeah.
were speaking on earlier about true masculinity and femininity, and how it's a yin and a yang. You know what I mean? How it fits in together like a puzzle. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But also I got Jacob in the chat. That's one of my boys. He a garbage collector himself, and he says he
Oh,
loves
cool.
what I do, and he says he loves how I believe in making America great again. And that's what
Yeah.
it's all about with my channel. Like my girl was saying before, she was telling me like, hey, like sometimes political opinions will drive people away. And I was like, yo, I know, I understand that, but I want to drive those people away. I have the courage of my convictions to let people know from the beginning. Like, if you don't like that, I like Donald Trump and the conservative movement and what's been going on right in this country the last few weeks. You know what I mean? Because there's been a lot of stuff going on wrong in the last 4 years. So I feel this way, and I'm not moving off my stance. And I want to make America great again. I really feel like when he came out on that trash truck, that boosted my whole YouTube career off, and I feel like it was
Oh
divine
yeah.
timing. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
definitely.
So,
Definitely.
so I'm
Do
gonna
you
stand on what I believe. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that what I mean take care of the little things for me, because all I can do is work and have my thoughts and my opinions on things. And now that I have a platform, what I mean, I want subscribers that truly believe what I believe. Like I seen a guy who he just recently had 50,000 subs, and he posts shorts all day long. He posts shorts all day, and it's a song that he uses like a certain sound, and it's kind of degrading. I can't lie. It's like a little kid, It's like a little black kid, maybe somewhere, probably like 6 or 7. You can tell by his voice, but he's rapping this cold blooded killer song. Like he's like, but it sounds good. If you like hip hop music, you'll be like,
right.
oh, he got a little vibe. But what he rapping about, and then it's kind of embarrassing for somebody to be letting their kids. So a lot of people would
I
make
get what
shorts.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people will make shorts like they finna walk in and they finna whoop their kid ass for rapping these bad lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Because he's talking about killing people and my bad, but deleting folks and stuff like that. Like he talking about doing a lot of things at a young age, and so he using that sound and he's like doing obscene things, like basically twerking and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you're getting a lot of subs, but what is the point? Like, would you rather have 5,000 subs that agree with your beliefs and what you think, or would you have rather have 50,000 subs that really don't respect you, like you're a laughing stock? You know what I'm saying? You're something to laugh at. You know what I mean? Like, and that's when masculinity come into play, because you can look at them comment sections like he do and be like, man, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can roast on me all y'all want to. I don't care. But it's like, it's like I feel like as a man, you'll everything, every criticism that you get, you should use that to build yourself. That's just something that you should do internally. Like if somebody say you stink, you know what I mean, you should go home and fix that. You know what I'm saying? If it don't matter if it's bad or good, like internally, you got to use it as fuel. You know what I'm saying? Because some people want to break you down because they see you doing something good. Some people want to give you advice because they genuinely care about you. You got to take it all. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody's sitting there disrespecting you, you know what I'm saying, and you just I don't care. Because you're really disrespecting yourself. You know what I'm saying? To get the followers. So why would I don't know. I just feel like I enjoy the followers I have, and I appreciate that they are riding with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because some people that they're just riding to laugh at you. You know what I'm saying? Like some people don't have no respect for what you do, and that comes back around to the whole movement. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't it a breath of fresh air to have somebody that just don't really care about the rules. Sometimes you got to break rules. Sometimes rules ain't always the best. You know what I mean? Like, hey, why you
Yeah.
picking those cans up? Hey, man, I don't follow the rules. I do what I want to do. You
I
know what
see
I'm
that
saying?
people are always like, why doesn't he use the lift? It's like because he's trying to be fast.
You know what
He
I'm
gets to go
saying?
home when the route is done.
Exactly. I get to go home. I get paid the same if I stay for 12 hours, if I stay for 5. So I'm
Right.
going to go home and get to my family. You know what I mean? And it's just about rules, what we were talking about earlier with the welfare system. The welfare system isn't a good rule. You know what I'm saying? Some things about the social security system isn't a good rule or law. Those aren't necessarily good things. You know what I mean? It's not beneficial to the time we're moving into. And it's like we got to get our families back together. We got to get to where we don't need Social Security. Like we don't need to have a
Mhm.
check for our grandparents to get because they decided that they didn't want it. Like where are all the grandpas at? Because
Mm.
if you think about grandmas, they got the houses. Where the grandpas at? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's the
Right.
system that broke that family up to where now grandma got a house, grandpa ain't here no more. It's like
Right.
we need our families back together so that social security checks aren't that important to where what about my social security check? No, we're supposed to be a family that all supports each other. A lot of different cultures don't depend on social security checks the way certain cultures do. You know what I'm saying? So it's a political arguing point over free money. And when it comes down to free money, ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing in this world free. If they giving it to you, it's for a reason. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like one of my followers was saying, "Hey, I think that Kamala was gonna try to do free college." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, yeah, right. If they do free college, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be something about it to where it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's nothing in this world that's
Nothing.
free."
Nothing is free, especially when it comes from the government. That's for sure. I wanted to answer Donnie Brooks' $2 super chat. Appreciate that, Donnie. He asked, "What's the channel called? Dirty Money?" Yeah, it's Dirty Money, but there's a 3 instead of an E. And I
Yeah,
put it
like
up on the screen
three
right there. And I
battles.
actually put a link to it in the description as well.
I appreciate that, bro. I really do, man. I was a fan of yours before you knew who I was, bro. I was watching you. I was like, man, I like how you talking about stuff, and then it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
happens this way, man.
Yeah,
you
for sure.
know, it's a circle.
Yeah, man. And then Tix Bomber said Trump comes across as genuinely giving a shit in every interaction you see him have with people, from the most famous, infamous to the regular Joe Schmo. And that reminds me, do you remember when Joe Biden this last year he was at some type of convention and he went and he's shaking hands, and there was this woman that was super excited. She was smiling like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna hug me next or shake my hand next." And he skipped right over and her face just went blank. And um, I felt so bad for her, even though she was a fan of Joe Biden. I still felt bad for her.
Yeah.
And ironically, it was a black woman, and it just showed Joe Biden's colors. You know what I mean? Like you could literally see the joy on her face, and then just gone. 2 seconds later, like, what the hell just happened? He really just skipped over me. Like, it was so bad, so bad. So, to Tix
Was
Bomber's
it was it
point,
was it
Trump
one of his
is
illegitimate?
genuinely. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say to Tix Bomber's point, Trump does come off as genuinely giving a shit, and it's nice to have a president in there that does. That seems like even though he's a multi-billionaire, he still can somehow relate to the lowliest American. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, he's a relatable guy, no doubt. Like I remember stories my old trash truck drivers. Shout out Tim back at Waste Management or Republic. He would tell me like, "Oh man, yeah, like those stories are cool about his his hotel business, but like I want you to know about the stories when he would just go out on the city streets and just give $100 bills to people because he wanted to see people do better. He didn't like the homeless situation around his hotel. It was
Yeah.
the little stories like that that I never heard of before. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. You know what I mean? Like because anybody can give money to an organization. If you put something in their hands physically, that mean like to me, that's a different type of
Oh yeah.
that's a different type of giving back to the
It's
community. You
it's
know?
not just a virtue signal, a wink and
Right.
a handshake. It's here's something, uh, you know, concrete you can hold in your hand, something material you can hold in your hand that you can use to benefit your life. JB says being an American isn't just something you're born with. 100% true. I
No,
like
for
that.
real.
Let's see here. TNT mentioned when he was a kid, he had underground garbage cans that were 5 feet deep. The collectors came to the backyard and pulled out still cans, carried them to the truck, dumped them, and returned them. That was old school, man. I've heard a lot of stories um,
That's
about
great.
how they used to come around, like just where I grew up, like in the neighborhood, there was some folks that they would come up, go through the fence into their backyard, grab like the burn pit because they used to like burn trash in a barrel, and they'd come and like dump that out and stuff and put it back. And uh,
Wow.
it's
That's
crazy. Like
wow. That's
you,
wild.
you guys don't got time for that nowadays with the cities being so built up and everything like that.
Yeah, this is.
But yeah, man, it's pretty wild. He also mentioned that he tips every Christmas. I think you mentioned you had a nice little Christmas this year, didn't you, from tips?
I sure did, man. It was crazy, bro. I think I got about $1,500 just during the week of Christmas. You know what I mean? That was just,
That's awesome.
every house they were coming outside
Do
giving
people meet
giving.
you, or do they put like envelopes on the cans, or how do
It
they
was
do
it
that?
was a mixture of both. It was a
Okay.
mixture of both.
I'm always
I actually
scared to
went to
like
the
tape
store.
an envelope to the can. Some jackass is gonna come by and just like be looking for them around Christmas. Like there's
Yeah.
scam artists all over the place. It's like every Christmas, drive around, look for the envelope taped to the can, and just jack it.
That's cold, but in them neighborhoods where I'm at, they have all these high definition security cameras, man.
Oh, that's
You can
nice.
try that if you like, man. But they have it's a really nice. It's probably like I think it's like the fourth one of the like top five communities, cities in North I think in Texas, but I don't want to brag on it. I be trying to keep it low key, so
Sure.
so people don't really be all on my route when I be at work. You know what I'm saying? But hey, where I work at, it's like very high end. It be mansions and everything, and I'm pretty sure they'll know somebody took that envelope. But
Yeah.
they come out a lot and give it to me, like with they put it in my hand. You know what I'm saying? And like
That's cool.
I heard someone who was talking about this. Oh, I was in my live stream the other day, and the guy was saying that, oh, they do that because they feel bad for you. And I was like,
I
what?
don't think so. No.
I know, but it was just an interesting thought logic, and I picked his brain. I'm like, what do you mean, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like these people, like they were like, oh man, I
Oh,
bet
I see
only two.
Donnie in your chat. Sorry to interrupt. What's up, Donnie?
Oh, what's up, Donnie? Yeah, I don't really see a lot of people in here, but yeah, no, you good, bro. It's like I was telling them like we was speaking on the tips and stuff. I'm like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
like some people they treat me like I'm their son out here or something. Like they give me whatever I need, water or whatever, like extension of family. And then
Yeah.
like I said, they say he was like, yeah, because they feel sad for you or something, like you're their slave or something like that. And I just had to think about it because that's interesting, but it's like it doesn't matter if these big old houses only two people live in, and that don't matter. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. Watching what somebody else do with their financials is not going to benefit you in any way. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's all about the perspective that I'll be bringing. That I'm here to help them clean out their community. You know what I mean? And get the trash
Yeah.
and really, it's a bigger picture than just doing this job. It's like we're creating a fossil fuel. We're making liquid natural gas, and so that's clean natural gas actually that powers a lot of big diesel trucks. I mean big 18 wheelers and big service trucks. So it's like I'm showing you the ground level of how it works. You know what I'm saying? How the tire moves the vehicle. It's not about the people that stay over there. But if we think about, why they feel the need to take care of me financially or make sure, they always say it every day. I appreciate your service. You know what I'm saying? It's about your service. What do you do for this country? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what my country can do for me. You know what I'm saying? Ask me what I can do for my country. And then I'll know if you are really about MAGA and making America great again. Because if you out here going to work every day, a scam phone caller, and you calling old ladies and you trying to get them to give you their bank card, and that's your job, you're not making America great again. And if
Mm.
you work at one of these places for Jeffrey Epstein or something like that, and you're doing things you don't need to do, hurting little women, hurting little girls, and doing inexplicable things just for a paycheck, you know what I mean? You're not making America great again. But the people that, put on their uniform every day, the people that fly them helicopters and fly them airplanes and drive those diesel trucks over the road and haul that freight, those are the people that's making America great again. Those are the
Yeah.
people who went and voted for Donald Trump. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so
Tix asked, "Do you get booze too?" People like to give booze in my area, but I'm also out in the country. That's funny. In my last job, I worked at a asphalt shingle recycling center. We'd take all
yeah,
the shingles off the roofers and we grind them up and sell it back to the asphalt companies. And
yeah,
I had a lot of the roofers bringing me beer, man. I had like dudes that would come every day, and I'd be like, "Just bring me a 20 pack of
yeah.
Coronas or Coors Light or something, and I'll let you dump for the day." And they'd bring 3 or 4 trailers, and they'd bring me a bunch of beer. And I'm telling you, I had a second fridge that was constantly full of beer because these
That's
guys were just
dope.
giving it to me all the time.
There you go. Yo, I think we got some beer, y'all. If you were curious, yeah, I think we did get a 24 pack of some type of beer. I had never seen it before. It was some type of, I don't know, but I didn't, I don't drink, y'all. So I mean, I done got bottles before. People that came out with some real bottles and champagne and stuff, Christmas time stuff. I don't know, but I'm the type like I don't like that type of stuff in my body. I just I'm like I don't know. My dad was a track star, so if anybody know like where you get that endurance from? How you go all day like that? Sometimes I don't even drink no water. He says I'm built different. My dad was a long distance runner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So like I'm a son of a sprinter. You know what I mean? And so
yeah.
I
You got that
just
built-in stamina.
yeah, built in, it's built in, and now it's been 10 years of like repetitive cardio every day. Like I like to think of myself as like a full-time athlete. Like there isn't no off season for a trash man. NBA get an off season, NFL get
Yeah.
an off season. You don't get an off season, and you got to go hard every day. But it builds you, man. Hey, so you say you used to let people dump. So it's like, did you run like a transfer station or something like that?
Um, what it was we basically just had a big lot,
Oh,
and
okay.
it was all open air, and the roofers would bring me they got dump trailers mostly, but some of them just had like flatbeds. And it's kind of
Yeah.
cool what they would do actually. If they had a flatbed trailer, they would take a tire and put it at the front of the trailer, and they would connect a chain to it. They would hang off the back, and then they'd throw all the shingles on it, and it all kind of would like layer on top of the chain.
Oh, okay.
And then they'd pull up, and they always had like a hook on top on the end of the chain. If they didn't, I had like a little chain that I could hook onto their chain, and I'd hook it to a big loader. I drove like big loader. I had a track loader, wheel loader, uh, 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 a backhoe, and then like some little skid loaders, which I never used because it was just they were too small and they'd always just dig holes in the ground and stuff.
Mm.
But that it'd be cool. You'd hook to that chain and you start backing up, and it would just grip all of the shingles on top of it from the tire
Oh,
and pull
yeah.
the whole thing just right off. It was really cool.
That's
But
what's up.
we'd stack them up until I had like a mountain that was like the size of a giant warehouse. And we had a big grinder. We had multiple sites around the city. This was my stepdad's business. And we
Oh,
had
okay.
multiple sites around the city and some in like Wichita and stuff like that. And we had a big grinder that's like the size of a semi truck. And we'd bring that around from site to site. And
Just crushing
then
everything.
it would stay there for like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And we would grind the shingles into like this fine uh fiberglassy black powder. Essentially, it was the worst shit to be around.
Yeah,
And we
that's
always
just,
had to climb up in there and like fix the teeth and just all this stuff, dude. I mean, my skin was conditioned to not be affected by fiberglass pretty quickly, but dude, it was terrible,
what is
especially in the
that?
summer. It'd be like 103 degrees. You get inside of that machine, it'd be like 120, and that stuff would just stick to you and you breathe it. You'd always had to stay upwind from it. But we'd sell that
Oh,
material
man.
back to the asphalt companies, and they would put it in their mix when they're building like roads and stuff, and it
Oh, okay.
replaced liquid asphalt. So it was like a green initiative or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And
So you was
yeah,
winning. Yeah, that's a profitable thing. It's like
well,
you,
it was dope. We'd charge people to dump the shingles, and they would
yeah.
grind them up, and then we'd charge people that we're selling them to. So it was like money in, money out. It was a pretty good business.
That's a good business right there. That's a good business model right there. That's how you want to model your business. You want to always be winning. Some things cost money to make money, but once you get that big old machine and them tractors, and then you get somewhere to dump them shingles, now you're just making money and making more money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's dope. That's dope right there,
Yeah,
man.
on years where we got like multiple hailstorms in the spring, I would be just busy, busy, busy. Like every day, I'd have a stack of cash like this. I would be afraid I was going to get robbed and stuff. So I started carrying at work and
Yeah, you
everything.
got
Like
to.
it was, yeah, it
Yeah,
was
man.
wild.
That's your amendment, right? You know what I'm saying? The Second Amendment.
Oh yeah, it was. And Missouri was a was it called right to constitutional carry state. So
Constitutional
you didn't
carry,
have
yeah.
to have like even a you know
A
license or
license, a
anything.
permit, or anything. I think
Yeah.
Texas just did that. I know Florida is what stand your ground, right?
Yeah, it has a stand your
So
ground. Yeah.
you don't need a license. Just let somebody be trying to harm your life, and you can end them. You know what I mean, or delete
Right.
somebody. You know what I mean. But
Yeah,
I
definitely.
got people in the chat saying, I got people in the chat. One of my first subscribers, who was one of my very first subscribers, he was saying that he always wanted to start a garbage truck business. And
Hmm.
it's like, bro, it's so easy to do because there's so many different like jurisdictions and like county lines and stuff like that that's not being like serviced. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people that still have burn pits, and some people that don't they don't have any contracts for public pickup of their waste. So it's like it's very profitable still to this day. Like I have a yard where they sell trash trucks that I drive by probably every Wednesday when we go dump, and I'm like, oh, there's a lot over there where they have trash trucks for sale. And it's like I see people saying all the time, like, "Oh man, like your job is going to be taken over by automation." Sorry that I see a lot of people saying, "Oh well, they don't have people on the back of the truck where I stay." So it's a lot of arm, like the arm picks up the can and they're kind of sloppy and stuff. And it's like, yeah, they're taking jobs from people and stuff like that. But no, they have a lot where they still sell those trucks. Like they're still profitable. And if you go against the grain and everybody is doing something one way and you bring it back, because like y'all see that, people on the back of the truck are very like way more personable. You know what I'm saying? It's a more of an experience that, we get it, we get accustomed to the community and the people in it. You know what I'm saying? We get to know people as we go through the neighborhood every week. You know what I'm saying? So it's different than that automatic truck. And sometimes, you can't replace you can't you can't send a machine to do what a human needs to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, TNT's cracking me up. He said, or if you have a stepkid for the dirty jobs.
Yeah.
He's talking about crawling in crawl spaces and stuff.
Oh yeah. You gonna do
Send
your
in the
step like that?
stepkid.
Yeah. Hey, get in here and do this right quick for me.
I will say, if you're really truly interested in starting like a trash truck type of company, look into the roll off business. You get a lot of like contracts with smaller businesses, and you don't and
Oh,
you only need one truck, and that truck will, and then you need like 40-yard cans, 30-yard cans, 20-yard cans,
yep.
and like we that was one of the people that we hired when I was working kind of like on the outskirts of my first location for that company that I was working for. It was in Lawrence, Kansas, where the Jayhawks are, but I was kind of on the outskirts of the city.
Okay.
And
Okay.
bro, hey, it was like an hour drive to work every day. But
Yeah.
dude, I'd sit there all day and like one roofer would show up. It was so like just dumb. Like I wish I had this channel back then. I could have done both at the same time. But
All
uh
that work time, all that drive time. Hell
the
no.
the guy we hired was just a little, it was a personal business. It was just him. He had one truck and he had a bunch of different cans. And whenever we needed it dumped, I'd call him up. He'd bring me a new one, pick up the one that we had and haul it off. And then that was that. Like you're just basically hauling cans around all day long, like these, the big roll off dumpsters.
Yeah.
And it's, if you do it right, and you can actually probably I mean, not financial advice, of course, but if you do it right, you can make a good living by doing that stuff. You got to have a little bit of investment on the front end and stuff like that. But I
Yeah, it's
mean,
crazy. I think he like was in high school or graduated high school, and he's like very fascinated with the content, and he was like, man, I'm gonna be a trash truck driver when I graduate. After I graduate, I'm like, yo, that's what it hit me. Like a lot of people say chase the stars and reach for your dreams and stuff. Like you're doing it right now. That's when and it kind of hit me. Like I just do what I love. But I wasn't even live streaming at the time. I was like putting the GoPro on my head, in which my GoPro broke, and the battery's messed up. I'm gonna get it
yeah.
fixed. But it's
Yeah,
like
JB,
those.
I'll see you later, man. Thanks for watching, by the way,
All
bud.
right, bro. See you, JB. You know what I mean? But yeah, like it just showed me that like reaching for the stars is not necessarily, being a president or being in the NBA or anything like that. Some people want to be a trash truck driver at a young age. And so if wanting to be in the comments talking about he dreams of he want to start a truck business. He
Yeah.
said that he live in a market, open market neighborhood where people choose their own trash country. I mean, company in his county. But it's like, yeah, like what we speaking on. If you are a driver with a CDL, bro, and you rent out or you own one of them. No, not financial advice, of course, but if you actually, get you one of those roll off trucks, and you get those contracts lined up, you can be a one man business. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nobody's stopping you from getting your money, but you. You wake up, you get in your truck, and you drive to the places you need to drive, and you hook up and you drop off. And all of those contracts will be fulfilled. All those accounts will be fulfilled. You will be the one that control your own destiny. And some people don't look at life like that. Some people want to be handed a check. But in that case, Jared, if you do it right, you'll be writing your own checks, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
So,
real. Yeah, that's the best when you work for yourself, honestly. As long as you have a good work ethic. Um,
yeah, for real.
I fight that every day almost. It's like, oh, I really need to make these videos, but also I need to go do the yard work. And also I'm hungry. I gotta
Yeah,
cook something.
yeah,
It's easy to be distracted and pulled away, but if you're
yeah.
focused and dedicated, man, you can do real good, especially in that type of scenario because you get to control you have a lot of control. You know what I mean? You can control where you're dumping, who's gonna charge you the best per ton, stuff like that, and who will take what materials and just there's a lot of factors that you can control with that type of business for sure. I've always thought of it as I always looked at that one dude saying, "Man, he's got a nice deal. He's doing whatever. He gets a phone call. All right, I'll be there tomorrow."
Yeah.
Um, shows up for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, hooks up, drops the one off, hooks the new one up, and he's out. And boom,
Yeah.
if you're running cans like that all day, then you're gonna be good. I want to go back to this comment from Steve. He said, "I'm currently in a battle with my garbage men, and if I'm being honest, the dispute over leaving my lids off is currently ongoing." And then he came back in all caps and said, "I want the lids back on my cans, and I will not concede."
Okay. Like I've been trying to make a effort to put the cans back. I don't
I
know if
saw you
it.
put a lid on one the other day that wasn't even on there before you got there. It was laying on the ground. You picked it up and put it on there.
Yeah, just to show that's just an insider joke on my channel because a lot of people like to give me flack. I leave the cans straight and everything, but it's like, hey, he's leaving the cans off of. He don't put the lids on, so hey, man, I
Well, some
can't be
people want the
perfect.
lids open because it's this like wet in there and let the sun like hit it and dry it out.
Exactly. I flip people
Some people.
cans over upside down if it's raining or anything like
Oh
that. Like
yeah,
I try my best to look out for them folks. So I mean, like, hey, give your trash man some slack, man. Like, get one. And look, this how you do it. Go
right.
outside and DIY and go get you a chain and get you a little bolt and drill it in there to your can, and then you can chain that lid up on it. And then guess what? Now every time you dump your can and you put it down, the lid can't fall on the ground because it's chained up.
Yeah, yeah, for sure,
I
dude. It
love
cracked
people
me
who
up.
do that.
It cracked me up the other day when that lady came up to you and tried to give you her phone number and asking you for like to come back and help work on the weekend. He fake put the phone number in his phone. He was streaming. He's like, I ain't putting this on my phone. She's reading it off. And then she leads him in the backyard. And I'm like, bro, don't go. She's luring you somewhere. Then she had like giant piles of brush in the back part of her backyard. I was like, I need this all taken out. It's like, no, he grabbed
Man.
one big branch and took it to the trash can and took it to
Yes.
the truck and then pieced out. I said, "Run!"
Yeah, that was funny, man. Those are the type of
You said she's a
scenarios.
nice lady and stuff, like your driver knew her for a while or whatever, but I was just laughing my butt off, honestly,
That's
sitting
that's
here
the
watching
like
it.
one of my fans said. I think Joy. She says that like it's like Academy Award. What she said, Academy Award winning morning TV. Because I think it was the day before Valentine's Day. One of my customers, she comes out all the time, and it's a little girl. She might be 2 or 3 years old, maybe two at the most. She ain't that old, but she, just now walking and riding her scooter and stuff like that. And her name is Lizzie, and I've been seeing her like maybe 3 weeks ago. I come down the street and she's outside with her dad, and he's holding her. He's like, "Hey, this is Lizzie. She's been talking about you ever since. She talks about you all the time now." And so I was like, "Hey, Lizzie, I'm Lewis or whatever." So now, I know her name. And I was like, "That's cool." So now I was like, I see her all the time. So I coming down the street, I'm telling my chat about Lizzie. And coming down the street and like we're honking the horn because he's reversing. He got to reverse all the way down, and it's like as soon as it's like it might have been 6 or 7 kids outside playing at her house, and her parents were outside, and they were all playing on a little basketball goal and stuff, and they were sitting down like they were tired. And when the truck came down, she knew what was going on. She knew we were coming. She got up, she went and she got her the scooter. And she ran. She rode the scooter to the end of the driveway to see us, and I'm waving as we drive by or whatever. And we think it's all cool. Like we go to the end of the street, and then we drive past her house. So we driving past her house. I'm doing the cans, and I'm getting up to the middle of like getting to the top of the street, finna leave, and like she's like running, like chasing the truck. You know what I mean? Like two houses down from where her family is at, and I see like the other little kids. Like I guess the parents like, hey, go get her. She can't run way down there with him. You know what I mean? And so I'm talking to my chat about this. I'm talking about this specific situation, and then we're coming down the street the next day, on the day before Valentine's Day, and uh, she's outside again. I was like, man, it's early. I don't think she's gonna be out. It's 9 in the morning. It's a little cold. I don't think she's gonna come out. And she came out, and she had brownies, and the mom and her and dad was outside, and
Nice.
she presented us the brownies or whatever. I took my phone off the mount and I kind of recorded it a little. I got a little recording of her not giving me the brownies, but her silhouette giving me the brownies. Then I got her because I don't want to shine the camera right in her face. And then I
Yeah,
recorded
yeah. You got to be careful about putting the kids
it
on the live
on
and
live
stuff.
stream. You know what I mean? And I did I kind of got a little image of her giving the brownies to my driver. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of explained to my to the guy, her dad, Lizzie's dad, like, hey, yeah, I got a YouTube channel and I live stream and I like to record myself or whatever. He was actually really supportive. He was like, yeah, man, what is it? So he jumped in the live stream right then and there, and he was like,
Nice.
hey, I'm Lizzie's dad, and all of the people were like, hey, Lizzie's dad, what's up? But Joy was like, yeah, she was like, her heart is melting and stuff like that. And this is like Academy Award winning, morning TV, you know what I'm saying? And I really like my spot because if you think about it, you know how Tim Pool posts,
Mhm.
like remember back right around the election time, he was going live a lot in the mornings. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of traffic that comes through in the mornings on the live streams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember him saying like he was going to live stream for a little while, then he went back to posting his videos on the news channel or whatever on his Temple news channel. But I remember him going live in those moments. I'll be watching it when I'm on the trash truck, like, damn, Tim getting 135K in the chat. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And so I just think that this is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel patriotic about my position and everything. Like I feel like I need to hold myself accountable to my past and my future. Like I need to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
appreciate the
man.
whole opportunity, man, because without collaborating, then you won't get nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you don't have to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like what they say. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is for sure. That's a life lesson right there.
Yeah, for real, for real. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man. Like shit, it's been a
Yeah, dude.
dope convo. I think I got better as it went on. I think I'm not. No, I mean, I got to get better. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, it just comes with practice, dude. It's
yeah,
one of those things where, like, look, I made YouTube videos for a year and a half or more before I started doing lives, and I just was intimidated by it and wasn't sure if I'd be able to even sit there and talk um for any amount of time. Although I love talking, you ask me a question, I can answer it for an hour, you know what I mean? But
yeah, for real.
I just wasn't sure how I would do, but making the videos at least got used talking. I got accustomed to talking into the mic, looking at the camera. Although I don't look at the camera that often whenever I'm live because I'm actually looking at you on my screen that's on my left right now.
Right, right,
I wish I could figure out a way to move my StreamYard to the screen in front of me. So then I'm like looking at the camera when I'm talking. When I go on rants and stuff, I do try to make sure I'm looking at the camera, but um I
okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, but like I'm not afraid, or I don't feel weird just staring into the camera lens and talking nowadays. So it comes with practice.
Yeah.
And this is your first time like sitting down and being in a live like that. So I mean, it's been a nice conversation for sure. And I know you've been trying to kind of chomping at the bit to get this type of opportunity, to
Yeah.
actually just sit down and talk and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
shaking it up. It's a little mix from what you're used to doing and stuff like that. But oh, Jamie's taking off. Have a good evening, Jamie. I didn't see your.
Right to
Oh
see
yeah,
you,
there it is.
Jamie. Have a good evening. Appreciate you tuning in. I got Miles in the chat telling me that it was a great podcast and they enjoyed the live. I got one of my homeboys that's a trash truck operator on the back like me. I like his post, you know what I mean? I think he's
Yeah.
I support everybody. So shout out to my boy Jacob. He in the comment section. He
Is
got a
that the name
trash
of your
truck.
channel there, Jacob? Just your name there? I assume
Nah,
probably it is. If you're from the, I mean, my name's the same, so I assume it probably is. But
that's my dog, man. He cool. He cool.
yeah,
I like seeing people that don't that ain't doing it for any clout or anything like that. Like my boy Jared and the people that like my videos before I could go live. Because honestly, like you have to work to be able to go live. You got to post so many videos and have so much content and so many hours of watch time and followers and subscribers before they even give you the opportunity to go live on YouTube. So you gotta work towards that. Like it's vice versa on these social media sites like Instagram and Facebook. As soon as you sign up day one, you can go live if you want to. It's
hmm
just not the same deal. You gotta work for it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And so those videos back when I was posting it and I wasn't getting any views, just the people from this niche, the people that enjoy watching trash trucks, the people that enjoy seeing the trash truck crush up big old, washing machines and crush up hot water heaters and old furniture and just how that whole system works.
hmm
It's a certain type of person that likes to watch that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
appreciate people that have that, that have that drive. Like even if I don't have a lot of people watching, I'm still gonna post these videos. Like, well, I'm on the back of the trash truck because it's cool. You know what I mean? It's not. We gotta make America great again. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being fancy or shit like that. You got to get down and dirty sometimes too. And yeah, I
yeah.
mean, so I
That's
see.
something that you should do. Actually, something you should try. Like when you pick up, do you pick up big stuff like washing machines and throw it in the back of the truck? Or you
Yeah,
leave that for big? Dude, you should point the camera at it and let us see that
I
shit getting
do.
crushed up. Oh, you
I
do? Okay,
do.
I just haven't seen the big stuff yet. I saw
I
you
gotta
throwing
make
some.
more shorts. I gotta make more shorts. I've just not got the thumbnails on there, and I've
Yeah,
been going through mounts. I've been going through mounts like crazy, y'all.
yeah, they vibrate. I figured they probably are kind of a pain in the butt to keep right.
but I got a new one now. See, I knew what the problem was. See, when I first started live streaming, I had bought this particular mount and it was fresh out the box and it had a screw in the back. It's a bicycle mount. So it goes around the little bar
Oh,
and you can
gotcha.
screw it in tight, you know what I'm saying? But I ended up losing that bolt. So when I
Oh,
lost that bolt, it's like, oh man, it's not gonna be tight as I want it to be anymore. And
right.
so I went through different mounts. Like I would find the little suction cup mounts that you put on your dashboard and stuff like that. And those will work temporarily, but they will start cracking because of the vibration. Like it'll be stuffed in there so
Yeah.
tight and it's like vibrating all day to the point where when I take it down, it's like developing a crack in the middle. And so every day it will mess up the content even more and more. But I realized that when I had this mount that I just bought again today, but when I had this mount initially with the bolt in it, it didn't have any of that feedback of that shaking, you know what I'm saying? So that's a problem that's addressed that
Oh,
hopefully
nice.
on Monday it'll be a 5, 6 hour live stream with no vibrations and all that stuff is just uh, like BB in the chat second saying that she done seen it crush whole couches. I done crushed a
Oh,
lot of
nice.
stuff, and I just turned the camera. But like I said, it's gonna be a lot better stream coming up soon because we're constantly improving ourselves. That's one of my catchphrases on my show. Every day, I tell my fans like, "Hey, today you have an opportunity to be better than you was yesterday." So whatever happened yesterday in the past, right now is your chance to be better than that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you get better, 1% better every day, you'll be 300% plus better in a
Yep.
year.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying?
Yep. I want to read a couple chats here. TNT said, I like he watches Tim Pool. I know you guys don't like him, but Tim has really moved right in some way. Right in the same way I did. Once you hit 30 and realize it's real life, uh, and you're a dad, and you're a dad or you want to be, you learn.
Yeah, no.
Um, I'm a Tim Pool fan still, but he does have his moments, right? And then I'm more I'm kind of right here with what Tix Bomber says. I throw a ton of shade at Tim Pool, but he has good points and a lot of time. He has good points a lot of time too. So I kind of have middle ground with him. The insecurity beanie though, he's got to let that shit go. And then Steve also made a good comment. There's certainly a growth aspect of coming to the truth. Tim Pool is a good starting point, but you can't stop there. Yeah,
Right.
that's actually
Right.
all
You have
three of
to
those are
have.
really well said. And when it comes to Tim Pool's show, he also has guests on, and I learn a lot. And I like how Tim Pool does his analogies. Like I said earlier on, I made a video on Tim Pool giving that analogy, and I try to give my best breakdown of it. But here I'm not as eloquent as Tim. I'm not as seasoned as Tim in this.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, if I ever got invited to his show, I would certainly go, which I'm supposed to be on the last minute cancellation list. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that, but
What?
we'll see. Maybe one of these days. We'll
Well,
see.
that's cool. That's cool, man. Shout out to Tim for having this kid recently. He's gonna be a father, so coming into to the 30s, what I mean, we get old, what I mean. It's good to have something to keep you going, like Tupac said, you see something, see the better side of you, when you have kids, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tim for that, because like TNT said, it make you think different, you know what I'm saying? What I
Hmm.
mean, it make you change your perspective on things. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I love watching Tim Pool. I definitely can't stop right there though, because sometimes he pissed me off himself. I really like the
Yeah.
people. I like the people that he brings on more than him. I like
Oh
Luke
yeah.
Rakowski. Like I ride with Luke Rakowski like harder than Tim Pool. Like if Luke Rakowski, We Are Change is online and he's live at the same time Tim Pool is live, I'm not gonna watch Tim Pool. I'm sorry.
I like it. I like it when Tim has Seamus on too.
Yeah, Seamus is cool. Seamus is
Tim's
pretty cool.
co-host Phil, I think
Yeah.
Donnie in chat, and maybe Atlas as well. They've been in like fights with Phil on X over things. Like they've literally been going back and forth
What?
and stuff like that in the past. So
With Phil Labonte?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
wow. Well, he has his opinions. He does have some very. He has his own opinions on things. And that's what you got to appreciate about Tim's show, especially the culture war. The culture war is where it really goes down, because he don't have no guidelines or anything. We're going to discuss this one topic, and I done seen some things be discussed on the culture war that I
Yeah,
never see discussed anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
true. Yeah.
And, like even that stuff with with the who are they people, the who is they though people. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like they'll talk about it. They'll go into those details that that are kind of squirrely. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
I
exactly.
appreciate you, Joy. Thank you for tuning in, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm gonna be live on Monday, so thank y'all so much. If y'all gotta go, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate y'all, and I'll be back for y'all on Monday.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Joy. Appreciate you for being here. I'm gonna read through a few of these last chats, and then we'll probably just go ahead and sign off for the night. It's been a great show. We're over the 2 minute mark, but Andrea says, "Thank you, Dirty. It was great." Um, where's the next one?
Alright.
TNT says, "Yeah, thank you, Dirty. Great job filling in. Knocked it out of the park."
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, bro. It ain't, I'm gonna get better too. I'm gonna get
He
better.
followed up and said, "We almost got a whole topic done. That's a win." Yeah, I love it when the conversation just flows naturally. I do like to cover the news and stuff. It's a little part of my passion. Wish I could do it more on my daily videos. They just don't get the clicks. So building up towards that, I got to do what I got to do on my daily stuff. And I appreciate everybody that watches those videos to the end and all that stuff. That helps me out a ton. But TNT followed up and said, "I'm here for the conversation. I love it." Yes, thank you, TNT. That's awesome. Um,
Oh,
And I'm
really?
and
That's
I'm
what's up.
grateful that you're here too because you add to the conversation.
Yeah,
Um,
you funny. Yeah, TNT funny, man. He a funny guy.
yeah, Steve says, "Stay blessed, Dirty Money in Jesus' name." TNT follows up, "Christ is King." Great live. Thank you, Tyler. Dirty Money. Let's see. Uh, Joanne Cyrus says, "I enjoyed the podcast. I hope you guys have a good weekend and congratulations, Dirty." TNT says Phil talks like William Shatner. He talks like this.
He's kind of unbearable too. He was running Timcast for like 2 or 3 episodes last week, and I just couldn't listen to him, man. Like he's good in certain spaces, but like Tim has a really like he has his own special way of running that show. And if it's not Tim, and if it's not Seamus, then it's not gonna be right. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Hannah Claire, she didn't really do good to me. I couldn't get with it, and the other people that take over the show for him, it's like, yeah, like I can't really listen because that's not who I want to listen to. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Jacob was asking if people would mind checking out his channel. It's just JAYCOB. BB says, "Great show, informative and entertaining." Thank you, BB. And let's see here. Tix Bomber says Ian is a shit show when he's a host. Ian cracks me up. I'm entertained by Ian, and you gotta appreciate the entertainment value that he adds.
Yeah,
Although he's kind of a jackass sometimes. Um,
Ian was the only guy that predicted that Trump would make Gaza the 51st state. You got
yeah,
to have a mind that's far out to be one step ahead of the president. Come on, man. Like then there's something that sounds so wild to think of, like because they say that he's rolling ones and then he rolls 20s, like in World of
yeah,
Warcraft.
yeah.
And
It's
so
true.
they're saying like he's rolling a one
It's true.
because he's suggesting something that's so outlandish that it just might be what Trump is thinking. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yep, yep.
whoever that lady you was talking about that she want to rebuild Gaza and put the Trump towers there. Maybe he just pandering to her. But either way it go, like when Trump came out and said that, you could tell that he shocked the room. Nobody even considered that America would take over that land and build Trump towers out there. So
Right.
you know what I mean? So
TNT Cycles PDX says, "Just to hear my name again." Thank you for the 5 TNT. That's awesome, man. You're a good dude, and I appreciate you helping contribute to the cause.
appreciate that, bro. You holding it down,
He
man.
said, "Say
Appreciate that.
LOL." Tix Bomber said, "Graphene, Tyler, graphene."
Oh yeah, Ian is the best, man. Ian
Bro, that
really is the
graphene,
best.
yeah, he is. That graphene stuff, it throws me off because the 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 concept of sucking the carbon out of the atmosphere to make a material um kind of seems like that's the opposite of like being green. I know it sounds like, oh, we take the carbon out, it would be good, but trees and plants feed on carbon. So if
Right.
you take away
That's
the
true.
carbon, if you lower the carbon levels, you lower the plant life levels. So I don't know
Amazing.
about all that graphene stuff. I know Ian's in love with it, but I'm pretty sketchy on that stuff
It makes
myself.
perfect sense, though. I mean, it makes perfect sense, though. You're messing with the equilibrium of the earth. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The symbiosis, what they call it. Like,
yeah,
and
yeah.
but to each his own. Because if you think about, where they say this whole global warming agenda, if we're producing a whole bunch of extra stuff that should be taken out. You know what I mean? But who knows? You know what I mean? Like there might be a place on the earth that has naturally high levels of this certain type of carbon or whatever, where they can
Right.
figure out where to do it the right way, like around a volcano or something, where it's like it's emitting these fumes naturally, and then you can latch on to a source like a wind farm or something like that. So
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be a contrarian. I hear what you're saying
Oh,
though.
yeah.
It sounds perfectly reasonable. Why would you take the food from the plants? And then and they saying that the earth right now is greener than it's ever been. because of the carbon
Right.
levels. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
why would you want a brown earth? You know what I mean? For more a harder type of steel and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of a controversial thing, but maybe you can find a balance. Maybe there's a yin and a yang to
Yeah,
where.
maybe you could take some of it or something, but I don't even know. It's weird. TNT brings up this point, which is true. Used to grow in a closet and paid to inject CO2. So I mean, that's a good.
What?
Yeah, I mean, if you add CO2 to a you know a hydro system, a closet, whatever, those plants will get bigger because it's food.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So that's why I say if you take it out of the atmosphere, uh, in theory, I'm not a scientist, but
We just
it,
spitballing.
I can tell you this: if we sucked all of the carbon out of the atmosphere, all plant life would die. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
simple as that. But Jacob, it looks like you got to go.
All
We'll see
right,
you later,
Jared.
buddy.
All right, Jacob. See you,
Oh,
bro.
sorry, Jared, my bad. Jared said that. My fault.
Oh, Jacob trying to find out where your YouTube is, man. This America First TV. You can
Yeah,
find it on my community tab. If you don't see it in this video, I probably didn't put it in the comments. But if you go to my community tab, you'll see a big picture of the Jar Openers podcast, and there's an easy way for you to follow the link to find his page. He posts all the time. He posts every day. So yeah,
yeah,
check him out because he posts the videos and he get down there, man. Like that's why
yeah. We
that's
go
why we're
live three
here.
times a week, and then I try to post 2 to 3 videos a day. Aside from that, so yeah, I'm hustling. I'm grinding. Got big goals for the year. I've said it before. I want to hit 100,000 subs this year, and I want to make 6 figures off of YouTube alone. So we'll see how it
Let's get it.
goes. January, I was sick all month, so it set me. It messed up the start to the year, but now that I'm healthy, I'm hitting it really hard. And I've been trying to also respect the Sabbath and not work on Sundays. So
Yeah,
balancing the two is going to be, I could go hard 7 days a week, but then I'd be breaking that commandment. So just trying to do my best. Not perfect by any means, but Steve says he's out. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up here too. Steve said he's
yeah.
out. Feel like shit, and the NyQuil is kicking in. Blessings to everyone. Jesus Christ is King. And Jesus is King of Kings. I mean, so yeah, appreciate everybody for being here. And with that, you got anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up?
Oh no, man! I was just gonna say, but you talking about being sick, man. Everybody that was watching the last stream I was doing, I was really like coming down with some type of flu that day or something.
Oh
But I'm
yeah,
feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better today, and I still got
good.
all day tomorrow to rest. So when we talk about being sick, man, I'm gonna pray for you, and I hope that I get some prayers. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
Because I'm still kind of wheezing a little bit, but I got all day tomorrow, and I'm gonna drop some of this Nyquil on me right now, so I can get in the bed too. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for worrying about my safety and stuff like that. A lot of people tell me to get well and feel better soon, so
Yeah,
well wishes and stuff. That really works. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody who enjoyed the podcast and who tuned in, and I hope I was I hope that it many more to come. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. We'll definitely have you back. You did a good job, and I appreciate you helping fill in. The timing worked out great. With Atlas being here, with Atlas not being here, would have been better with Atlas here as well as the two of us. But
Yeah. Well,
I
many more to
appreciate you.
come.
What's that?
Next time, many more to come though.
Yeah, next time, maybe next Saturday, maybe a couple weeks. We'll see. We'll have to try to maybe work out a regular schedule or something so we know ahead of time and all that type of
Sound
stuff. But
good. Sound good to me, bro.
we can discuss all that in Discord.
Already.
Excuse me. And TNT said, "Love you all, even the ass hats." You guys crack me up. But anyways, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. Dirty Money's link to his YouTube channel is in my description. Also, the link to the Discord is down in the description. All that good stuff. If you're watching on X or Rumble, make sure you follow me. Well, on X, give me a follow. I'll follow you back most of the time. As long as your account's not a bunch of bullcrap, I'll follow you back. And then on Rumble, trying to grow on Rumble over there. So if you hit that follow, that subscribe button over there, that would help out a lot too. And we'll see you guys on Monday. I think Atlas is going to be back. Like I mentioned, he does have a super busy week, and with all this training going on, This next week is a big week for him. So send him a prayer. He's a busy dude. He hardly gets any sleep, seems like. So let's send a prayer Atlas's way as well for his daughter and her kidneys, and for Atlas and his wife, just to get through this next week, if nothing else. Well, beyond that too, of course, right? But anyways, appreciate everybody for being here, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
All right. See y'all later, man.
Oh, wrong button.
With war rolling Atlas dog, we here to bring the truth. Jar open this podcast, we breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up, we won't be swayed. Jar open this podcast, where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas dog, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Jar open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street, keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar open this podcast, where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas dog, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Jar open this podcast, where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas thugs, fearless in our release. Jar open this podcast, where the lies will decrease.